And they get out, and who are we greeted with? Fucking Jar Jar Binks. It's me. It's me. Oh, you saw Annie, Obi. Good, so good to see you. And he's doing the whole step and fetch it thing. It's like, oh my God. Here we go. Here we go, chat. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Give you a brief background, chat, and I was stupid. I was a stupid little boy, chat, because when I saw Star Wars The Phantom Menace, chat, I was 8 years old. Let's give you a brief background on my Star Wars experience, chat. The first time I ever saw Star Wars, chat, was not The Phantom Menace in the theater. No, I actually saw Star Wars for the first time when they re-released the films in the 90s, chat. I think in what, 97 and 98 in anticipation, chat, for The Phantom Menace. That's when they had the special editions, chat, and they made certain changes and things. But that was the first time I saw Star Wars, chat. Saw all 3 of the films in the theater. I saw them over 2 of them over the week, one weekend, chat, Saturday and Sunday. The next one next weekend, all in order, chat. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Blew my little 7 to 8 year old mind, chat. Opened up a whole new world to me, and I'm still a fan, chat. 21 years later, chat, 20 plus years later, I'm still a fan of Star Wars to this day. So, after being acclimated, chat, to the story of Luke Skywalker and how he defeated the Galactic Empire and fought his father and made all sorts of friends, chat, and had a hot, sweaty smooch with his sister, Leia Organa Skywalker, chat. I was like, all right. I can't wait to see those goddamn prequels, chat. And I saw episode 1. And when I saw this film, chat, loved it. Absolutely loved it, chat, because I was a dumb little kid. I was like, this is the best thing ever. Darth Maul's cool. Jedi. The ships are blasting, chat. Jar Jar's hilarious. And it wasn't until I got older, chat, I was like, oh, this is all horrible. This is a horrible, chat. But I was still in that mindset, chat. I was still in that mindset that the episode 1 was great. And Attack the Clones. Attack the Clones is gonna. Oh, I can't wait for that. 3 years. It's been 3 years, but I'm so happy it's almost here, chat. I think if I was 8 or 9 when I saw Phantom, so I must have been like 11 or 12 when I saw Attack the Clones. I remember going to the theater. I remember seeing. I saw some of my friends of mine at the time, and I was watching. I was like, "Wow, this movie's boring." Like that was the first time. I'm like, wait, is Star Wars bad? So it wasn't with the Phantom. Like I'll admit you, it wasn't with the Phantom Menace because I was too young. I'm sorry, but if you were 5, if you were like 7, and you saw Phantom Menace, you're like, "Oh, this is just terrible." It's like bullshit. I don't believe you. I just do not believe you. Okay, like all little kids back in the day who saw Phantom Menace, we all were like, adults were like that. Adults were like, I mean, it might not be as good as the original trilogy, but it's still really good. Everyone's had that mindset still, chat. And it really wasn't until Attack of the Clones everyone went, oh my God. Wait a minute. Have we been bamboozled? Have we been fucking bamboozled? And we discovered, like, oh my God, Star Wars is bad. And I just remember, chat, how bored I was watching this film. And how we have Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, and like, wow, just what an uninteresting, whiny character. Like every other scene he's in, chat, it's like, it's not fair. It's like, I love you, why don't you love me? And I hate Obi-Wan, but he's kind of cool, but I still hate him. And it's like, shut the fuck up. And I just remember that. And we were like, oh, Jango Fett, Boba Fett's dad, shit. Oh, it's going to be great. Going to see the origins of Boba Fett and how, it's not really all that interesting. He's a clone? Okay. All right, so there's like 1 million Boba Fetts, and yeah, Chad, it was just a big disappointment for me when I first saw it, and then over time, I went back after Attack the Clones, Chad, because it sat with me, and I watched Phantom Menace with kind of new eyes, and I went, oh shit, this is all here. It's like it's paced a little bit better, but it's still bad. Like Jar Jar, I mean, I already knew that Jar Jar wasn't great by that point, but it's like he's gonna be played down in episode 2. But I went back, I looked at all these other things. I started to recognize some of the weird stereotypes and the really bad dialogue Anakin and Padme and how Obi-Wan's barely a character in the movie up until the third act, and it's just like, shit, this isn't good either. And by the time Revenge of the Sith came out, I was like, okay, well, maybe they can fix it. And it was like, nope. And at the time, I hated Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith might have been my most hated Star Wars film for some time. I always go back and forth between Revenge of the Sith and Attack, but I'm going to say it's Attack for right now, chat. At the moment, Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars film. So yeah, like a lot of people, I was kind of suckered in with episode 1, thinking it was good, but then having watched episode 2 and look back at episode 1 in hindsight, I realized, wait, there's a lot of issues here, and so I'll freely admit that on stream, chat. I mean, I think a lot of people my age at the time felt that way as well. And we'll cover all the big reasons why I think this movie fails narratively when it comes to its characters, to its special effects, to its action scenes. Like, there's not a single action scene. The lightsaber battle, it's like, the lightsaber battles are always great in Star Wars. There's never a bad lightsaber battle. It's like A New Hope. Like, having watched it again recently for my commentaries for Patreon, even when I did my review for it, like, a couple months back, which will eventually be posted to YouTube. But, like, that one's not great, but the history between Vader and Obi-Wan kind of makes it a little bit better. But, that was them figuring out, so you can forgive that. It's like, that's fine, because we got great lightsaber battles in Empire and Jedi, but the lightsaber battle in Attack the Clones, I think, is also the worst lightsaber battle across the entire saga, because not only do you just have a weird CGI bobblehead Christopher Lee, and Jesus Christ, it's super obvious now. It's like back in the day, maybe it'll be harder to spot with the untrained eye, but now that you kind of recognize CGI effects, his head just looks swollen. It's like, why did his head just grow 3 times his original size? It's just ridiculous. And how the close-up shots, because they have to cut around the fact. The Christopher Lee, when he made this movie, he's an old man. No offense, Christopher Lee. I have no anger towards him, okay? I mean, Christopher Lee in Star Wars, that's awesome. Everyone loves Christopher Lee, and that was like a great gap, but they do absolutely nothing with him, and they double down on doing absolutely nothing with him in Revenge of the Sith, chat. They kill him in the first 20 goddamn minutes. And he's supposed to be set up as the big bad, and he's like, nah. But what they do with him here, it's just egregious. It's so bad. So there's a lot. I'm going to get into the review itself, chat, but just give me my overall thoughts. I don't like the movie. This is not going to be a very kind review. Funny, definitely. Kind? No, not kind at all. But, chat, we are starting out, chat, with Star Wars opening credits fanfare. Star Wars, chat, and we get the opening crawl. The opening crawl is pretty good, chat, because we're not talking about trade negotiations or trade federations or blockades or the Senate or nothing like that, chat. But apparently, chat, things are not going so well in a galaxy far, far away, chat. Thousands upon thousands of systems are leaving the Galactic Republic, chat. They're leaving the Galactic Republic because they're like, we don't like what you're doing. Papa Palpatine, you suck. We're going to form our own government, the Confederacy of Independent Systems. We don't want to be part of the thrall of the Republic. And the person who's apparently organizing all of this, chat, organizing the Confederacy of Independent Systems, the separatists, if you will, as they're also called throughout the Clone Wars, chat, is Count Dooku. So big. I was like, okay, you lost me there. So your new villain, chat, your new villain for your sequel Star Wars film, chat, and the last one, of course, you had Darth Maul. Cool character, chat. Like how they use, like in the movie itself, didn't really use a lot with him, but he was a threatening presence. He was a threat. Maul. It's like he mauls you, chat. Like he kills you. He just wrecks you. That sounds very intimidating. He has a very good look, and even though he's mostly just used as a physical threat, he did later on, chat, like in Rebels and Star Wars: The Clone Wars, they did amazing things with Maul. Maul's like one of my favorite Star Wars films now. It's not Star Wars characters right now. The stuff they do with him in the ancillary materials, chat, is great. Super, super cool. It's too bad we couldn't have seen that in the movies. No, in hindsight, they probably would have wasted him just like they wasted him in that film and Count Dooku and all the other people. General Grievous, too. But, like, you open up, so you had Darth Maul, now you got Count Dooku, chat. First of all, terrible goddamn name. Like, a Count, like, ooh, Count in Star Wars. That sounds very regal, but his name is Dooku. Again, it's too close to the word doo-doo, and everyone made those goddamn jokes, Count Poop and all Count shit. It's like, why Dooku? It's just, it's Count Doo-doo, chat. It's a terrible fucking name. I was like, maybe they'll sell. Maybe it'll work. Maybe everything's gonna work out. But we continue with the fucking opening, chat, and things aren't going well. Thousands of systems are leaving the Republic. So the Republic's like, shit, I mean, with all these systems leaving, I mean, we got to work on defense right now, okay? Maybe we should have a vote in the Galactic Senate to form a grand army of the Republic. But, all these people are saying, we don't want to have an army. That's just, armies are bad. A military presence is bad. I mean, is it though? I mean, isn't it good to have like a standing army at the very least? I mean, that's just good defense. If you're a galactic government, that where you have thousands upon thousands of different species and planets in your influence, shouldn't it be good to have a standing army to deal with threats from the inside and out? I guess that never crossed anyone's fucking mind. The Galactic Republic, chat. Thank you, Dr. The 5 minutes. Should have called him Count Crab. Count Crab. That's what they should have called him too. It all fits. It all fucking fits, chat. Thank you, Dr. The 5 minutes. Like, I think in the hindsight, like, you should have already had an army. And as we know, Chad, and other ancillary materials, the Galactic Republic always had a standing army. But I guess they just stopped doing that. I guess they just the Jedi will take care of it. And the Jedi, man, Chad, this movie also just further emphasize the Jedi don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're super arrogant. They're incredibly flawed. It's like, no wonder your order was destroyed. And, I'm glad Papa Palpatine took down your goddamn order. You guys deserved it. Because all their flaws and their training methods are all on full display, chat, and the character of Anakin goddamn Skywalker. It's like, Jesus Christ. They were right. They should have. Qui-Gon was wrong. You should not train this kid. Bring balance to the Force, my ass. We'll get to him in a second, chat. We're still in the opening crawl, by the way. We're not done with the opening crawl, chat. So they're gonna vote to do whether they should have a standing army, check or a standing army against the forces of Count Dooku and the Separatist movement. But there are some people who are vehemently against the creation of a grand army of the Republic. Chad, one of the leaders being Chad Padme Amidala, who is no longer Queen of Naboo. So I don't understand Naboo politics, Nubian politics, Chad, because apparently they have a monarchy, but it's not really a monarchy, and the queen is elected, but I guess they call her queen, and the only way you can elect a queen is if she's between, the age of 12 to, 21, and I'm like, why so young? It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but she used to be Queen Amidala, and then she served her terms, and they're going to amend the Constitution for her because we just love you so much. You're just so good. You're a 14-year-old girl, and you're just so great at ruling billions of people. Okay. Now she's, I guess she was 14 in the last movie. It's 10 years, so I guess she's 24 now. I guess that's her age. And so she's now becomes the senator of Naboo, Chad. She replaced Papa Palpatine. He formerly was senator of Naboo. Now he's chancellor. Now he's the chancellor of the Republic. Thank you, Afternoon 2, for the 100 biddies. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. I'm trying to figure out Nubian politics, and I just got lost. I don't know how to figure them out. They don't make any goddamn sense. And so she's the leader of the loyalist movement, Chad, who is vehemently against one of the leaders against the creation of the Grand Army of the Republic. She's also in league, chat, with Bail Organa. Bail Organa, chat. Wait a minute. Organa, is that Leia Organa's adopted father? Maybe, chat. We'll get to Revenge of the Sith and we'll find out. And They gotta go to Coruscant, Chad. Goddamn Padme, she gotta go to Coruscant because she's gotta cast her vote whether to vote for a Grand Army or not. She'll probably vote not. She doesn't want no Grand Army, Chad. She wants no protection for nobody because Padme doesn't understand. She's on fucking Naboo, Chad, the mid-rim, and it's an idyllic fucking world where everyone gets everything they want. It's super wealthy. It's beautiful. Tons of resources to everyone, Chad. She doesn't know the shit that goes out in the Outer Rim territory. She has no goddamn idea. Maybe those people want a fucking Grand Army so they could stop being enslaved by the Hutts and warlords and the Separatists, but no, she's just, everything's great. It's like, no, everything's not fucking great, Padme. She's a shitty politician and a bad person. I'm glad she died. I'm glad I lost the will to live. She didn't even live for her 2 kids, Chef, because it was like, my husband broke my heart, and so even though I just front pooped out these 2 kids who I just named Luke and Leia, I'm just not gonna bother living for them. I'm just too sad. I'm gonna die, and she dies. Fuck her. Fuck Padme. Terrible character. I'm gonna tell you right now. Padme Amidala is one of the worst characters in Star Wars. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, chat. And so she's going back to fucking Coruscant to cast her vote for, again, no. So all the poor people in the galaxy can suffer because she doesn't give a shit because she's rich. And so we open chat then to her stupid looking aluminum ship. As it's I hate the Nubian ships. I hate how they're so shiny. They're just representative of the prequels, chat. Shiny chrome, no personality. I hate them. And she's going down the Coruscant, chat, and she's flying and everything. And we cut inside the ship, and one of the guards on the ship is saying, "We're almost there, milady." She's like, "Great." And the ship lands on a landing pad, chat, and you have these two Nubian starfighters land right next to him, and you get this one guy that comes out, chat. His name's Captain Typhon, I think, or Typhoon. I'm gonna call him Captain Typhon, chat. And you get this other pilot who goes right up to it, and the ship opens up, and looks like Senator Amidala's walking out with her goddamn entourage, and Captain Typhon's going, "I guess there was no need to worry. I was wrong." And while we were watching what looks to be Padme walking down the ramp, chat, ba-boom! The whole fucking landing pad, chat, where her ship was, just fucking explodes, and there's blood and viscera, and the Nubian guards, just like, they just explode. I guess there were grenades inside their tummies. Chat, and they exploded. It's like, holy shit. And then the pilots, Captain Typhon, this unnamed pilot, they run over to check the survivors, chat, and the one little pilot, chat, takes off her helmet, and it's fucking Padme Amidala. Oh my God, she had a double, she had a body double, chat, just like the first movie, where Keira Knightley posed as her, chat, Keira Knightley. In this case, it was Rose Byrne, or maybe not, maybe it's not Rose Byrne, I don't fucking know. Rose Byrne's in this movie. But, Chris, you reversed the scene? What do you mean? Thank you, Darcy, for the 5 biddies. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Michael Bay directed this. Goddamn right he did. Chat. And so, the ship blows up, and, they go check. So Rose Byrne, I think, is fucking dead or something. And, she's like, "I'm so sorry, Padme, I failed you." She's like, "You didn't fail me. You did your job. You're supposed to die." And Rose Byrne, whoever the fuck it is, they just die. And Captain Typhon's like, "We got to get you the hell out of here." It's not Rose Byrne. All right, well, I'm gonna call Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne's in this movie. I swear to God, she's in one of these films. She's in one of these movies. I'm gonna look it up right now. Is Rose Byrne in Star Wars? Rose Byrne's okay, she's in the background. I was right. Okay, well, not Rose Byrne blows up, chat. Whoever this person is, I don't fucking know. Her name was Cordy or whatever the fuck. So she blows up, and they go and take her to the Senate. Chat, I am the Senate. Where we meet, who was at the Senate, chat? Papa Palpatine. He is the Senate. He was right the whole time. And he's having a meeting, chat, with the members of the Jedi Council, chat. You got, not only do we have Yoda, Master Yoda, chat, Grand Master of the Jedi Order, chat. You also have motherfucking Mace Windu, chat. Purple lightsaber. Mace Windu is also there, chat, laying down the terms of the negotiation with Papa Palpatine. Thank you, Mr. Lowry, for the 100 bit. Explosions. Do your job. Great work. Enjoy your death. That's what happens, man. That's what happens in Star Wars. That's the life of a body double. Also, you have the penis head Jedi. You have Kiadi Mundi, chat, who is the man with the giant peen head. Welcome, Bourbon Cigars. Welcome, Kimberly. Hope you're doing well. We're talking about the peen head Jedi, chat. Also have Kit Fisto. You have Kit Fisto. Why would you name a character Kit Fisto? Of all the names you can think of, why that? And he has hentai hair. It's like, great. There's a hentai man. His name is Kit Fisto. And you got the other ones in there. I don't know who the other ones are. And they're having a little talk about it, about the vote to create a Grand Army of the Republic. Palpatine's like, I mean, we're going to have this vote no matter what. And the Jedi are like, listen, we need more time before you have this vote. We're trying to figure things out with this assassination attempt on Padme Amidala. Give us time for investigation. Papa Palpatine says, like, listen, guys, I want to help you. No one's a better friend to the Jedi Order than me, Palpatine. But I can't. I love democracy, and I have to let the votes go. And while this is all going on, chat, he gets a little message from this disgusting Rhodian creature, a Greedo, if you will, chat, who says, "Ukatiki, McClunky." And he's like, "Bring her in. Padme's there." And she walks in. And she's walking in, chat. And the first thing out of Yoda, he greets her. Yoda's just like, oh, Padme Amidala. It warms my heart. It warms my putrid, green, weathered heart to see you alive. It's great to see you. And she promptly ignores him. I was like, maybe it's because she didn't know he was in the scene, because there was so much CGI going on this fucking film that I bet the actors are like, which tennis ball is Yoda? Oh, so there's so many CGI, because in the last movie chat, we had Puppet Yoda. Now we have CGI Yoda. And the interaction between Yoda and the other characters is just not as good, chat, because he's not fucking real. Because they're steering at goddamn tennis balls, and Frank Oz holding them. It's not as good. And so she promptly ignores Yoda and goes, so what happened? What happened? And, Mace is like, we're investigating right now. We're investigating. Palpatine's like, we're investigating this, Senator. I'm glad to see that you're okay. She's like, thank you, Palpatine. Can you thank Yoda, who just gave you a very kind compliment? But no, she promptly ignores him. Whatever. Padme is a bitch. I'm going to tell you that right now, Chad. She's a terrible character. So, they're all talking shit about the vote, but they're like, we got to make sure to protect you. I think that, Palpatine advises, now that you're here, and I know you're probably against this, Senator Amidala, but I think it'd be wise if you're under the Jedi's protection. How about two people that she knows? What about Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his apprentice, Anakin Skywalker? They helped you during your time on Naboo during the Nubian occupation. Saved your life, I believe. And, the Jedi are like, oh, that's a good idea, Papa Palpatine, not knowing that Palpatine, chat, is trying to get Padme and Anakin to fuck. That's his objective in this movie. Is like, I gotta get these two in a room with each other, and the magic needs to happen for Papa Palpatine. He's a fucking matchmaker. That's what this is. Katie, think of the 5 minutes. Tell us how you really feel, Chris. I'm sorry. I'm just giving my honest opinion. He's Star Wars tender. Padme doesn't talk to Boomwolf. Padme doesn't talk to green people or the poors. She doesn't talk to either of them, chat. She's a space racist. That's why she replaced Palpatine, because he's a space racist too. Chris, I got to get these two planks of wood to fuck each other. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing. The Jedi are like, oh, that's a great idea. Absolutely. And Padme's like, I don't want, no. And she's like, too bad. But Papa Palpatine insists, like, I really need you to be with Obi-Wan and Anakin. Anakin Skywalker, remember him? He was the 9-year-old you gave sexy eyes to on Tatooine, and you're like, I'm gonna fuck that 9-year-old, and it was inappropriate, but now he's older and he's hot. Thank you, Steve with 100 biddies. Matchmaker, make me a match, find Matchmaker, make me a match, find me a find, catch me a catch. Indeed. Thank you, Steve with 100 biddies. So, we then cut, he's like, you're gonna do it, and she's like, all right, fuck it. And so, we now cut to Anakin Skywalker, chat. Thank you, Mr. Live, for the 100 biddies. She's a space racist. Absolutely a space racist. So is Papa Palpatine. So that's what the Empire so is racist, chat. Based on the policies laid down from Senator Amidala and Senator Palpatine. Or Chancellor Palpatine, technically. Then we cut to an elevator, chat. We get to this is the big issue I have with the prequels moving on. Actually, it's all three of them. Where, if you remember, chat, in Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, when Obi-Wan had just saved Luke from the Tusken Raiders, chat, and he brings him back to his homestead, his little hovel, if you will, right on the edge of the Dune Sea. He starts telling him about his father and how Obi-Wan remembers Anakin Skywalker very, very fondly. He was, a great star pilot, a cunning warrior, but most of all, chat, a good friend, a very good friend. And when we're first introduced to Anakin, played by Hayden Christensen, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, again played by Ewan McGregor, playing this role which he played in the Phantom Menace, chat, we get no sense of a friendship whatsoever. None whatsoever, chat. That's probably my biggest issue. It's like my top 3 biggest issues with the prequels, chat, is how there you see absolutely no sort of friendship or father-son dynamic between Anakin and Obi-Wan. It's not there. maybe if you say that they hate each other, that they hate each other, chat, and that there's such resentment there, and that kind of, if that's the father-son relationship, then maybe, okay, but you say good friend, we never see them as good friends. That never happens. Not in this movie, and not Revenge of the Sith, not even in Revenge of the Sith all that much together, because they kind of separate for a good while, but when they're sharing the same scene, they're always arguing. They're always arguing, or Anakin's being sarcastic, or Obi-Wan is being sarcastic, both to each other, and that was one of my biggest fucking, no character development between them at all. And George Lucas's idea of character development is, let's talk about a story, how we fell into that, because he's looking at Anakin, he notices Anakin's sweating because he hasn't seen a girl in like 10 years, chat, and he's literally been jerking it to Padme for those 10 years. That's always thought about, chat. Just Padme Amidala and jerking it to her every single night. And it's like, that's not healthy. That's not love. That is lust, okay? That's a serious psychological problem on your hands, okay? So if you thought there was going to be a loving relationship, it was never going to be loving. He was obsessed with this woman since he was 9 years old, chat, and he has not thought of anything else, not any other characters. Like, Jesus Christ. Obi-Wan definitely lied to Luke. Oh, yeah. No, clearly he did. Absolutely did. And I think that's the reason why he lied, is so Luke would just kill Darth Vader. It's just like, oh yeah, and Darth Vader killed him. He was an asshole. It was terrible. Obi-Wan's a son of a bitch. Jedi are not good people, chat. They're really bad at their jobs. And he's looking at Anakin, who's sweaty, and he's like, calm yourself, my young Padawan. I haven't seen you this anxious since we fell into that nest of Gundarks. And, Anakin's response, if you recall, Master, thank you, Dark Side of the Five. He's been jerking to hollow pictures of her for a decade. Yes, exactly. I'm sure it's in the expanded universe somewhere. I'm sure it's in Legends. But Obi-Wan's just like, I haven't seen you sweating this much since we fell into that nest of Gundarks. And then Hayden Christensen's response, again, I'm much like with Jake Lloyd, chat. I do not blame Hayden Christensen for his performance. Yeah, he gave the performance that he gave. But it's really the person I blame most, chat, is George Lucas. George Lucas told him to act this way. George Lucas told him to say the dialogue in this way. That was dialogue that he was given. Hayden Christensen is a very good actor. Okay? I always recommend people check out this movie, Hayden Christensen. He did it in between Attack the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. It's a film called Shattered Glass, where he plays a journalist who just wouldn't stop fucking lying. It's a really good movie. It might be on some other platforms, maybe some streaming services, but highly recommend checking out Shattered Glass. I've never seen Takers, but Shattered Glass is really good. He's great in it. If you want to see his acting chops, he does a great job. And so I was like, oh yeah, he could. If I saw him in Shattered Glass, like, oh, he's a very good actor. Yeah, he could play Anakin Skywalker. Why not? But and I feel bad for his career. It took a huge nosedive after this. And I know he's still working, but, it hurt him. Hurt a lot of the people who made these movies, sadly. Hurt Natalie Portman, hurt Ewan McGregor. I think that was one of the reasons why he lost Bond to Daniel Craig, was because of the Star Wars prequels. So I did not like Jumper. No, I did not like Jumper. I did not like that movie. But, his delivery of this is like, if you'll recall, Master, it was I who saved you from that nest of Gundarks. And Obi-Wan goes, oh yeah. It's like, okay, I guess that's the most they agree in the entire movie, chat. From here on out, they're always at eeach other's throats. And so the elevator gets up there, chat, and they get out. And who are we greeted with? Fucking Jar Jar Binks. It's me! It's me. Oh, you saw Annie, Obi, so good to see you. And he's doing the whole step and fetch it thing. It's like, oh my God, here we go, chat. But thankfully, Jar Jar has about 5 minutes of screen time in this movie. George did relent to that criticism. He's like, okay, we're not gonna have Jar Jar in the sequels as much. Jar Jar's not even present. Jar Jar only shows up at for a couple seconds in Revenge of the Sith. But he's here for 5 minutes, although George gives him a very important task in this movie. Fucking Obi-Wan is shaking hands with Jar Jar, and he's hugging Annie and all that shit. And he takes, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and presents them to Senator Amidala. Whoosee! He does all this shit he does. And she's like, thank you, Jar Jar. and she's like, oh, Obi-Wan. She fucking hugs Obi-Wan. So good to see you again. And then she's like, oh, who's this handsome guy? Oh my God, Annie? Annie, is that you? Look how you've grown up. And his response, chat, his comeback is, you've grown too. And she's like, what? And he goes, for a senator, I mean. And then a beat goes by, chat. It's so awkward. And he's like, nailed it. And Obi-Wan's just like, anyway, it's so fucking great. So, grown, you're more beautiful, I mean, for a son, it's so fucking bad. It's so bad, chat. And Obi-Wan just stares at Anakin and is just like, you have no game, dog. Sit down. He's like, let's all sit down and talk for a bit. And he's like, okay, listen. We know you got to cast this important vote, but you're gonna be under our watch. He's like, I don't want to be under a watch. He's like, I understand that, but there's been an assassination attempt on your life, and we're here to protect you. And Anakin pipes in, and we're gonna find the person who tried to kill you. And Obi-Wan's like, we're not trying to find anybody. We're just guarding her so she can cast her vote. Anakin's like, well, I mean, if we can find the person. Like, Anakin, that's not our orders. And then they just start fucking arguing, chat. There's just like, our objective that was placed upon us by the Jedi Order was to protect her. And he's like, yes, and, it's implied to investigate. There was no implications of that, Anakin. And they go back and forth, and Padme and Jar Jar just going, ooh, just looking at each other like, shit. Even Jar Jar's like, this is really awkward. Thank you, Doug Slayer, for the 5 minutes. No sex ad for the Padawans. No, that's one of the big issues that we'll get into it. The Jedi principles and practices is like, have the Jedi fuck, because you keep getting Sith Lords. Chat. If you just I think Papa Palpatine used to be a Jedi, and he was just like, I can't fuck anything. And by the time he just turned evil, and he's like, I'm too old to fuck anything. That's why he's mad. That's why he's mad and evil now. That's why it is. Just let these Jedi fuck, and you wouldn't have any Sith Lords. It's very simple. It's very simple. But they're not going to change. No, it's the way it is. The Jedi Order, chat, it's like the Catholic Church. They're like the Catholic Church. They're just sexually suppressing all these people, and then they do all this ridiculous, disgusting shit because they can't help themselves, chat, because they've been psychologically, emotionally abused and manipulated for years upon years of their life by this order. So that conversation ends, and it's like, we're gonna do our best to protect ya, okay? And Anakin's like, yeah, okay, cool. Thank you, Chris. There's the 10 biddies. Yoda, fuck we let's fuck anything that moves. I will. I mean, Yoda probably. The Jedi Council get away with a lot. Thank you, Chris. There's the 10 biddies. And so like, fine, whatever. And so we're going to check the security stuff, and Padme, she's like, fine, whatever, and she leaves. And then Obi-Wan's, I'm going to go downstairs to Captain Typhon to see what kind of security systems we're dealing with. He goes down, and then Jar Jar's like, hey, how you doing, Anakin? Anakin's just like, can you believe that, Jar Jar? Can you believe that? It's like, what's wrong, Annie? And he's like, she barely even recognized me. I've thought about her every single day for 10 years. For 10 years, Jar Jar. And Jar Jar's like, you have some problems. You gotta relax, dude. He drops the whole offensive. It's me, Jar Jar. He drops all these like, you gotta work on yourself, dude. That's not healthy, okay? And he's like, well, I've never seen her. He's a coward. He says, well, I haven't seen her this happy in years. So I think she was very happy to see you. So has Padme been thinking about that 9-year-old boy on Tatooine for all these years? It's like I don't know. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. And he goes, oh, really? So that's good. And then we cut, chat. Then we're on the side of a skyscraper in Coruscant, chat, where we see two figures, chat. We see the changeling bounty hunter, Zam Wesell, chat. Assassin bounty hunter, Zam Wesell. And, chat, the first appearance of Jango Fett. Jango Fett, and Jango Fett says, okay, listen, Zam, you can't fuck this up again, okay? You gotta kill the senator, all right? You can't cast her vote. Take these poisonous penis monsters and have them assassinate her. And he's like, don't fuck this up. He's like, I won't fuck it up. And she goes in her speeder jet and she flies away. They're like penis centipedes. And we cut back to the apartment where Obi-Wan, he just got back, and he says, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, well, I noticed the TVs, because they have all the TVs, the security cam footage. And he's like, why is the cameras in her room all covered? And she said, she covered them because, and this is super creepy, because I don't think she likes me watching her. And it's just like, yeah, I'd be really creeped out. In hindsight, chap, I'm kind of in Padme's camp right now. I would not want Anakin, because chat, when he's alone in the goddamn room, and when Obi-Wan was a Captain Typhon checking the security systems, Anakin was just jerking it the whole time to her sleeping. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt. And so she's like, oh my God, is he masturbating? And she covered everything. But Chris Hansen, help! We need space Chris Hansen, chat. We need space Chris Hansen. Luke the Boss, Chris, the way you compare the Jedi to the Catholic Church is hilarious, but also, damn, in that case, I feel bad for the young. Oh yeah, man. What's Yoda? Man, I think we're very lucky that Obi-Wan walked in on Yoda with those younglings at the time, because Yoda's like, fuck. It was my chance. Those kids were lucky. They're like, oh, thank God, Master Obi-Wan. God damn it. It's true. It's true. Oh, chat. And so, Anakin's like, don't worry, Master. I can sense every living thing in that room. Everything. Also, R2's in there, and R2 has so many new gadgets in this movie, chat. Like, apparently he can sense life forms. He has a scanner. He scans the room, chat, and he's able to sense if anyone else is in the room. And so R2's in there, and he'll warn us if anything happens. And, Obi-Wan's like, okay, I guess that's how we got to do this. And, Obi-Wan notices that Anakin seems, like, really uneasy, more than usual, chat, which is saying something. And he's like, hey, have you been sleeping? And he's like, I haven't been really sleeping that well for the past few weeks. He's like, is it the dreams about your mother? And so it's like, okay, so Obi-Wan does listen to Anakin, chat. Maybe it is kind of that, a little bit of the father-son dynamic isn't here again. So he clearly does. He notices when his apprentice isn't feeling good, or is there something wrong, and he remembers certain things. Like, Anakin is thinking about his mother right now. And he goes, yeah, I keep having bad dreams about her. And you would think that Obi-Wan would come here and say, hey, honestly, what they should have fucking done is, hey, let's go check on your mother, because I'm going to do this for you, because it's the best thing for you. Like, Obi-Wan should have been the dad in this thing. He's like, hey, listen, as soon as we're done with this assignment, let's go. I know it's against protocol. I know it's against the order, but let's go ahead and check on your mother or call your mother. That's what they should have done. But Obi-Wan tells Anakin, just forget about it. It's like, what? Just, don't worry. Dreams pass of time. It's like, what a shitty thing to do. What a shitty thing to do. Just like, just forget about it. And Anakin's just like, fuck you. And then he just says, I'd rather have dreams about Padme. And Obi-Wan's like, don't have those goddamn dreams. I told you to not have the hot and sexy, sweaty dreams about Padme. He's like, I can't help it. Meanwhile, chat, Zam Wazell has a droid, and the droid has flown to Padme's apartment, chat. It's taken down the shield barrier, and it does a little around the window, chat, and pokes a hole into it, and it unleashes the penis centipedes upon Padme, chat. And they're all around the room, and they're all going around. R2 hears like something fall on the floor, and he turns the scanner on. He's like, anything there? Nope, I'm good. R2's terrible as a security droid. He gives one scan, he's like, nothing, I'm good. And then fucking Obi-Wan and Anakin, they keep, arguing and shit. Meanwhile, the penis centipedes get closer and closer to Padme, chat. They're on the bed and everything. But then Anakin, Obi-Wan, I sense something. I sense it too. And they fucking bust. They go, oh yeah. They just bust into her goddamn, they use the Force. Boom, they open that door. Padme's like, oh, she screams and shit. And Anakin just, Anakin is the first one, chat, to jump on the bed. For all Padme knew, for all she knew, Anakin just lost his goddamn mind, chat, and was about to to goddamn jump on her, chat, and who knows what would have happened. Chat, but I'm like, Jesus Christ. But he doesn't do any sexy times with the chat. He chops the penis centipedes in half, chat, and they go against the room. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan sees the droid try to fly away, and his first thing, chat, is to, I'm going to jump out the window. And he just runs Tom Cruise style, chat, chopping air, boom, goes out the goddamn window and gets on this droid. And then we get the first shot of the movie where, there's so many shots in this film that already look bad. But like this one, you can see has really aged, chat, because it's really just, it looks like Ewan McGregor with the droid, like holding on to it. Like the droid's him and the droid are the only two things that are real in this scene. And everything else is a green screen. Everything else is CGI, has no weight to it. It's just odd to me because the Jedi powers in general are so weird, where in the original trilogy, I kind of liked how you can move things in your mind, you could trick people, you were a little more powerful, a little stronger, but they were still felt grounded. In the prequel trilogy, apparently you could do absolutely anything as a Jedi, except when the plot calls for it. Or you could do a million flippy jumps in the air. You can literally jump 1,000 feet over a crevasse and no problem whatsoever. Do a superhero landing, all that shit. twirl a million lightsabers, no problem. It's like the rules and the groundedness just went out the window. And so Obi-Wan is just holding on to this thing with his fucking fingertips, chat, as it's literally going, I don't know, 70 miles per hour through the goddamn city line of Coruscant. Meanwhile, Anakin, chat, he's run down the skyscraper, and he's getting into a speeder, chasing after Obi-Wan. So Obi-Wan, he's fucking flying around and all that shit. But Zam Wesell, she has her speeder right behind him, chat, and she's like, I gotta finish this guy. I gotta make sure there's no survivors. She shoots the droid, and Obi-Wan is just falling, chat, thousands and thousands of feet within seconds, chat. I mean, like a fucking bullet. And this is where physics go out the goddamn window. Where Anakin just positions himself right below Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan just fucking falls into the speeder and is in no pain, no broken bones, no internal organs, just burst like a hot water balloon. It's like, what the hell's happening? He's in there, and his first thing is, what took you so long? It's like, after Anakin saved his life, his first line, chat, is, what took you so long? I mean, is it better than his conversation earlier where it's like, yeah, forget about your mom dying in your dreams. Bad dreams, they pass. It's like, he's not a good trainer, chat. And I'll tell you right now, the reason why Obi-Wan, I think, is so particularly aggressive towards Anakin is not only because he was too young, because he was apprentice when he defeated Darth Maul. He did the trials, and he instantly went to train Anakin. I think he was too young to have a Jedi student, chat. He needed to be a Jedi Knight for far long before he was given a student. But I think it comes from resentment. And that resentment originates, chat, where Qui-Gon was like, I'm going to train Anakin Skywalker. I'm going to train him. And Obi-Wan's like, what the fuck? And how Qui-Gon on his deathbed, like, this is really fucked up. Like, Qui-Gon was Obi-Wan's father figure, and when fucking Qui-Gon gets stabbed by Darth Maul, Obi-Wan is in such a goddamn rage, kills Darth Maul, and he's holding the body of his father figure, chat. The person, I mean, he's a close person to a father, a friend in his life. And the last thing that Qui-Gon Jinn says to him, chat, with his dying breath, is about Anakin, not about Obi-Wan. I think that resentment was baked in a long time ago, and he's taking it out on Anakin now, because Qui-Gon, in Obi-Wan's mind, didn't give Obi-Wan the respect and love that he desired, and now he's given absolutely none of it. None of it to Anakin. Hold up. I think that's what it is, Max Fallis. I think it's what it is. Star Wars, a daddy issue story. That's what it is. Oh, man. Up in front of the council, Qui-Gon said, exactly. Obi-Wan's ready. Yeah, but the thing, yeah, he said Obi-Wan was ready, but he was so adamant about training like Anakin. It was all about Annie. And I think that's why I think, Qui-Gon was, Obi-Wan was so pissed off at the time. Yeah, man. Oh, shit. But that was the best part. Pat on the back you could give a Jedi. Was it? Kind of? Need a drink, chat. We're about 15 minutes in the movie so far. I'm just going to tell you right now, we are 15 minutes into the movie. So, fucking, they're arguing the speeder. And they go on this very long, prolonged chase with Zam Wesell, chat. And they're arguing the entire time it's going on. Obi-Wan, this kind of sets up Obi-Wan's fear of flying. He says it's work for droids, not for humans or for aliens or whatever, corporeal beings, if you will. And so they're fucking flying, and, Anakin's pulling all these moves. Shit, spinning, that's a good trick. And fucking Obi-Wan, no, not the spinning. It's not a good trick. And they're nosediving and everything. And Anakin just laughed like a madman. She's like, ha, 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 just, doing a nosedive and shit. Eventually, they lose track of Zam Wesell's speeder. Try to do a shortcut, chat. Also, there's another scene when fucking Anakin went through an electrical field. And they're all like Boss Nass all of a sudden. All that shit. Obi-Wan's like, don't fucking go through electrical fields. Jesus Christ, I have heart palpitations. I have heart palpitations now. And so they keep flying. But eventually they lose track of her. And Obi-Wan's like, great job. You fucking lost the assassin. And Anakin's like, I'm sorry, Master. I'm sorry. And he's just like, what are we going to do now? And he's like, Master, if you excuse me. And Anakin just jumps out of the speeder, chat. Falls, just is falling thousands upon thousands of feet in a matter of seconds, chat. To the ground below, chat. But he somehow was able, through the Force, I guess, to predict where Zam Wesell's speeder was going to be. And he lands on that, chat, no broken bones, totally fine. And he's on top of there. He's on top of the whole thing, fighting with her, chat. Fighting with her the whole goddamn time. She's trying to shoot him and everything, but she keeps fucking missing all the entire time. Anakin gets his lightsaber out, slash her. I mean, kind of gets it on top of her, like cuts it, but then she's shooting above. And he goes, because he gets a little bit of the blaster carbon scoring on him. And he lets go of his lightsaber, chat. Thankfully, Obi-Wan's right behind him. He grabs it in midair, boop, puts it down the seat. Eventually, though, chat, Anakin, he's like, oh, fuck this. He jumps off the speeder because it's about to crash, Chad, and he lands. Samuel L's speeders crashes like into like the nightclub district of Coruscant, one of the nightclub districts, and she just fucking takes off running. Anakin's in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan, he drops the speeder off, Chad. He lands the speeder, and it was promptly stolen, by the way. All these speeders like, I'm gonna steal all this shit. No, there's no doubt about it. And he's chasing after both of them. Eventually, Anakin sees Zam go into a nightclub, and Obi-Wan's like, wait a minute. He's like, hey, you dropped this. And Anakin goes, shit. And he says, listen, Anakin, this thing is your life. You're nothing without your lightsaber, which is not really true, because as we learn, like, you don't need, a lightsaber doesn't define a Jedi. It's their wisdom and their acuity with the Force, what Yoda's saying. So Obi-Wan's apparently worked from the Cliff Notes, or he just has a bad version of the lesson shit. Maybe Yoda realized during his time, during the Clone Wars, like, wow, we're not really doing a good job. And his exile in Dagobah, they kind of opened him up to like, shit, we really didn't do a good job. So I don't know, maybe he changed the whole tenets of the Jedi Order, where you're not defined by your fucking laser sword. But Obi-Wan says you are. And he says, don't lose this again like you did last time. He goes, I won't, Master. I'm sorry, Master. Forgive me, Master. And they go inside the nightclub. And looking around, Anakin's like, what should we do now, Master? He says, you look for her. And he's like, what are you going to do? I'm going to go get a drink. Anakin's like, the fuck? He says, you're only 19, Anakin, so you're not old enough to drink. I'm going to go get me a Corellian ale. And he goes over there, chat, to the bar. We get the first good scene in the movie, chat. The first good scene in the movie is here, chat, at like the 17-minute mark. And it's when you have the drug dealer says, you want to buy some death sticks? Obi-Wan's like, you don't want to sell me any death sticks. I don't want to sell you any death sticks. And Obi-Wan's like, you want to go home and rethink your life? I want to go home and rethink my life. That's a legitimately good scene. It was funny. It got a laugh. It gets a laugh from me anytime, chat. Like, that was the death sticks. That was the one that also introduces the concept of drugs in Star Wars. That's what the first thing that comes up in Star Wars, the rating, because I watch this on Disney Plus, and they tell you why it's rated what it's rated, chat. It's rated PG for drug references. So it's for the death stick, chat. Not rated PG for the maiming and the severing of limbs. Nah, that's fine. Death sticks, chat. Don't take them goddamn death sticks. And so, we also get a cameo of one of George Lucas' kids. I think she's a Twi'lek. I think she's a purple Twi'lek in this movie. Anakin, he's walking around. He's like, he's getting into, almost has like a goddamn seizure because there's so many fucking flashing lights in there. But Zamwazel, she's going towards the bar because she sees Obi-Wan. That's why Obi-Wan did it, because everyone typically looks towards the bar. He's right. And so it'll be easy to spot somebody. You go to the find there to someone's going to get a drink. And Zamwazel, so he's using himself as bait. And so Zamwazel pulls out a blaster intending to kill him. Obi-Wan's like, and he fucking activates his lightsaber and cuts her fucking arm off from the shoulder. From the shoulder, chat, cuts her arm off. She's like, fuck! I would do that too. I was like, Jesus Christ. Drugs are bad. Okay, drugs are bad, kids. Okay. So, Anakin gets over there. Obi-Wan is there, and Anakin's like, fucking Jedi business. Get back to your drinks. And they're like, shit, fuck, okay. And so then they take her outside in the alleyway. And they're like, okay, you gotta tell us who you're working for. She's like, And Anakin's like, please tell us. Like, he's actually being nice to her. He's like, tell us, please. And Obi-Wan gives him a look. It's like, why are you being so fucking nice? You gotta be mean, man. This is an interrogation. Anakin's like, tell us now. He says it in that same way. Tell us now. In that same articulation from his mouth to his eyes. And Sam's like, because they ask her, I tried to assassinate the senator. She has a weird voice. And, and who hired you? And she's like, and then, right when she's about to say, it was a bounty hunter named Jacob. And she's like, Slamo! And it was a dart. She was hit by a poison dart. She would get this really bad CGI effect where she turns into a lizard woman, turns into a frog. She turns into a frog woman, chat. An amphibian woman, if you will. And she calls him a slimo, a slime ball, if you will, chat. And they see this guy in plain fucking view. Go, oh shit, and he jetpacks away. I was like, that's Mandalorian armor. I know exactly what that is. That's Mandalorian armor right there. And they go, huh? And then eventually, chat, they go back to the Jedi Council, and Obi-Wan's just like, yeah, this is really bad. Like, she's trying to be assassinated, bounty hunters involved, might be Count Dooku. I mean, who fucking knows? And the Jedi are like, hold up, Obi-Wan. Count Dooku would definitely not do that. I love it. They're just so presumptuous already, chat. Even though Obi-Wan's like, I think it might be Count Dooku. I mean, he's the one, and the Separatists, they're the one that gain the most advantage. Thank you, Ace Rock. Thank you, Ace Rock, for the subscription. Juice God, so happy to be a part of the Toasty Juicy fam. Absolutely, man. I love your work and love hanging out with you, fam. Ace Rock. Thank you so much. Drinking from that Caillou Ninja News cup right now, my friend. Cheers to you. Thank you again. It's a very good cup, guys. Please check out Caillou Ninja News for all the upcoming updates on news stories shit going around the world. I appreciate that. Cheers, my friend. Cheers, Legion. Thank you for the subscription. Currently reviewing Attack of the Clones right now. We just got the scene where Zamoiselle is assassinated, chat, by Django Fett, chat. D-J-N-G-O, chat. Jamie Foxx. It was Jamie Foxx, chat. Jamie Foxx got her. And so Obi-Wan goes to report his, findings to the Jedi Order. And, I think Papa Palpatine's there, too. And Obi-Wan's just like, I think it's probably Count Dooku. He's the most to gain for this. And Mace Windu and Yoda are like, no, you're wrong. No, Count Dooku would never do this. He is a former Jedi, and former Jedi never do something like this. And Obi-Wan's just like, they're like, no, you're wrong. So Jedi are like, no, you can't. They're telling you how to think. Jedi are like, no, this is how you think. You can't suspect your own Jedi. That's bullshit. It's like, you probably should. Because a lot of people who are turning evil in this galaxy were former fucking Jedi. So, pump your fucking brakes, Mace Windu. Take it easy, Samuel L. Jackson. Take it easy, motherfucker. And they're like, well, at this point, what we should do is, Obi-Wan, you should investigate who the real assassin is, who really hired him, and while Padme is sent back to Naboo. And Papa Palpatine, he chimes in. He's like, yeah, about that. How about, I have a good idea. I got a good idea, guys. Obi-Wan, you go and find out all this, assassination business. It sounds so nefarious to me. Oh my God, my heart goes out to you and the Jedi. I love you guys. Thank you for what you do for the Grand Republic. Thank you. I love democracy, but I think it would be good if Padme, she goes back to Naboo with someone she's familiar with. Why not Anakin Skywalker? I think that would be the best if Anakin Skywalker goes with her. And the Jedi are like, yeah, Palpatine, that's a great idea. Well, yeah, thank you. We'll do just that. He goes, thanks, guys, thanks. Because he wants, what does Papa Palpatine want fucking Anakin Padme to do? Wants them to fuck, chat, so then Anakin will turn evil. As we all know, chat, fucking the Jedi Order is evil. Don't have the sex. Don't love anyone, chat. Not in the Jedi Order. And so that's all going on. Anakin, he goes to, because the Jedi Order signed the task. Okay, so Obi-Wan, you investigate the Camino, or they don't know it's Camino yet. You go investigate the assassin, the Dart. Anakin, you go have hot, sweaty sex with Padme on the Nubian field. Cool. Anakin goes to Palpatine, because Palpatine and Anakin, they're really good friends. Palpatine is the father figure to Anakin's life because he's constantly pumping him up, like saying, he's like, when Anakin comes to see him, even during the conversation, I forgot to mention this, chap. Obi-Wan says, you shouldn't trust Padme, she's a politician. And he's like, I know, but, Palpatine's a politician, and he's good. And he's like, you shouldn't trust Palpatine either. He's just like, he's a really good man. I think he's trying to do the best that he possibly can. Obi-Wan's like, you shouldn't do that. Thank you, Dr. 5, but he's so most of the galaxy's evil. God, yes, according to the Jedi, they are. Don't have hot, sweaty sex. So, but the thing is, Obi-Wan says, don't trust Palpatine, but Anakin's always going to Palpatine, chat, because that's his true father figure out here. And Anakin, he's just like, I had my first mission on my own. And Palpatine's like, oh, that's great. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, what's the mission? He goes, well, I'm guarding Senator Amidala. We're going to be on Naboo. And he goes, well, I'm so happy to hear that, Anakin. If it was me, I would definitely agree with the Jedi on that important task. That's fantastic. He's fucking lying back and forth, chat. Palpatine's a goddamn snake. And Anakin, I've said this to you so many times, but you are the most talented Jedi I have ever met in my life. And I've met a lot of Jedi. And Anakin's like, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It's like, I foresee you growing even stronger than Master Yoda. And Anakin's just like, Thanks. I really appreciate it, and it's good to hear these things. He goes, oh, you should hear these things more often. Like, Obi-Wan, I heard Obi-Wan, he can be kind of an asshole, right? He's like, yeah, Obi-Wan's an asshole. He's like, you know what? It'll be our little secret. It'll be a little secret. A couple little nickname. Obi-Wan Asswan. We're gonna call him Asswan. It'll be our little name, our little secret name. He goes, I like that, Palpatine's like, I like that, Anakin. All right, go have hot, sweaty sex on a Nubian field of Padme. He goes, I will. Wait, what? Bye, and he fucking leaves. And so then, chat. Goddamn Anakin, he goes to Padme and, saying, I'm going to guard you. And she says, this is a little awkward. But okay, sure. That sounds good, Annie. He's like, you don't always call me Annie anymore. You can call me Anakin. She even says, like, oh, Annie, you're always going to be that 10-year-old boy or that 9-year-old boy in Tatooine to me. He's like, am I always going to be that way? Really? If that's the case, then she's really fucked up. If that's the only way she's ever going to see him, Chad, it's just that 9-year-old boy on Tatooine. Did you think that on your wedding night, Padme? Did you think that too? Yeah. I'll talk to Jay, give you a leg up, Anakin. He's going to need an extra leg. It's true. And, he goes on, talks about how great Palpatine is, but he says, I love Obi-Wan. Do you, though? He's like a father to me, but in some ways, I am better than him. And I think he's holding me back. And it's not fair, and I hate him. And Padme's just like, dude, settle down. And it's like, he's your friend, right? And he goes, yeah, he's totally my friend. Yeah, he's my best friend. And she goes, okay. And so that scene ends. And then, also, they're going to pose as refugees, Chad. So they're going to pose as refugees so they don't take any, I don't know why, just to get back to Naboo in secret. And so Obi-Wan's like, all right, I'll go talk to my friend Dexter Jexter, Chad. He works at a diner in Coruscant. And apparently this diner owner, Chad, he knows everything about the underworld and secret stuff in the Outer Rim, beyond the Outer Rim. And so Obi-Wan goes to the bar, and there's a robot droid lady who says, you want a cup of Java juice? He goes, yes, please, I want that Java juice. Okay, 2 Java juices. And Dexter Jester's chat, he is this multi-armed alien. He's got 4 arms. He goes, Obi-Wan, buddy. And they hug Chad, and it's super awkward because the CGI, this is the part of the movie I'm like, wow, the CGI really, really doesn't hold up here. Like, Dexter just does not look good. It's almost like he's clipping through some of the goddamn like table and the chair he's sitting in, Chad. It just doesn't look good. And Obi-Wan's like, hey, Dexter, I could use your help. He's like, oh, those Jedi records not helping you out, huh? He's like, well, I guess that's another scene, Chad. Like, Obi-Wan, oh, no, he hasn't gotten there yet. But he's like, yeah, I don't know where this came from. He's like, oh, look at that. That's one of those saber darts made by those Kaminoans. He's like, Kamino, I never heard of this system. Oh, you wouldn't probably hear about it. It's probably not in your Jedi records. That stuff, Kamino's beyond the Outer Rim. But I remember mining out there one time near a planet there, and these Kaminoans, they're cloners. And he goes, they cloners? Yeah, damn good ones too. But, you gotta catch them on a good day. He's like, what do you mean? Well, it'll depend on how your manners are, how good your pocketbook is. Is that supposed to be funny? Because they're like, ha ha ha, hilarious. And he's like, all right, thank you, there's another 5 minutes. So some diner owner knows about a secret cloning facility, not much of a secret. Yep, exactly. And the Jedi know nothing about this. They never heard of Kamino. They know nothing about cloning. They're just like, nope, not in our records. Doesn't exist. Because, Obi-Wan takes his knowledge. Oh, but he sends Anakin and Padme off and all that shit. And like, all right, have fun, you two. Go, you're gonna do great. And Anakin, Obi-Wan's just like, I worry about him. And Typhon's like, you're worried about him? I'm more worried about her. Oh, those kids are gonna get up to some hot, sweaty antics on a Nubian field. And Obi-Wan's like, wait, what? And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. Also, in some of the new materials, Captain Typhon, he's secretly in love with Padme. I guess that's in one of the new comics or books, but he's secretly in love with Padme, and he tried to kill Darth Vader at one point. So there you go. That's the end of his story, Chad. And he got fucking got. Darth Vader crushed the fuck out of him. There you go, Chad. A little expanded universe knowledge there. And so then Padme and Anakin, they're on the refugee ship, and R2's with them. And they continue to have awkward conversations about will they, won't they, won't they. It's all about, we're going to have sex sometimes. It's going to happen, but it's just so goddamn bad. Oh, you got a cup of Java juice? Let's listen to this, Chad. Want a cup of Java juice? Chad, he knows everything. I want to hear this. Underworld and secret stuff in the Outer Rim, beyond the Outer Rim. And so Obi-Wan goes to the bar, and there's a robot droid lady who says, You want a cup of Java juice? He goes, yes, please, I want that Java juice. Okay, 2 Java juices. 2 Java juices, Chad. Give him the Java juice. They're a Jedi dude to erase the records or whatever. Yes, Cypher Diaz, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. So Anakin and Padme, they continue to have awkward conversations, and it's bad. I don't like talking about it. And then we cut back to Obi-Wan, and he goes to the Jedi library, and he's trying to look this up. He can't find it. And he gets the help of the old Jedi lady, the librarian. He's like, old Jedi librarian lady. She says, yes, it's fucking Aunt May. It's Aunt May, Chad. It's Rosemary Harris from Spider-Man. Not really, but I like to think it is. She's like, yes. And he's like, listen, I'm trying to find this system right here. It's called Camino. It's right beyond the outer rim in this quadrant here. And it's like, see, like their stars are all kind of going towards there, but there's no planet, even though there probably should be a planet. And Aunt May's like, if our records does not display a planet, then there is no planet. You know? Obi-Wan, and he's like, are you sure? She's like, I am sure. Good day, and she leaves. It's like Obi-Wan's like, fucking shit. All right, fine. So he's like, all right, well, I gotta find out where the fuck this planet is. And so then, chat, he visits Master Yoda, who's busy training younglings. And he walks in there, and Yoda's like, fuck shit. Hi, look, children, it's Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you're like, and it's adorable, chat, because you see all these little kids, the younglings, and these little CGI children, like, hello, Master Obi-Wan. It's like, oh, that's just kind of cute. I kind of like this scene. And why? And Yoda's like, why have you joined us today, Obi-Wan? He's like, sorry to interrupt your lesson. Well, I'm looking for something, and I wanted to ask you for some help, Master. He's like, oh, don't ask me. Don't ask me. No, the children, the younglings are the next generation. These are the ones who teach us. These are the people who teach us. Ask your question to them. And Obi-Wan's like, okay, we're gonna do this. All right, great. All right, so here we go. He puts on a little map, a little hologram map. And he says, I'm looking for a planet right here, and there's a mass of stars there, but there's no planet there. And, Master Yoda is just like, oh, so fucking Obi-Wan lost a planet. How embarrassing. Obi-Wan's like, okay, Master Yoda, fuck you. Don't embarrass me in front of all these goddamn kids. I get it. And Yoda is just like, any thoughts, children? Any thoughts on this missing planet? And he goes, yes, you in the back. And the kid's like, Master Obi-Wan, it's probably because the planet's still there and someone erased it from the Jedi records. And Yoda goes, nailed it. He nailed it. Why didn't you think of that, you fucking dumbass? And Obi-Wan's just like, well, who would do that? And Yoda's like, I don't know. Probably someone not good. Only a Jedi could erase the record. So, but as we all know, chat, Jedi never do anything evil. All Jedi are great. As Yoda and Mace Windu said not 5 minutes ago. So they're like, who knows? Obi-Wan's like, all right. And so he takes it, and, Yoda's just like, all right, well, you got to go to that planet and find out what the fuck's going on down there. Obi-Wan's like, I'm going to head there right now. Yoda's like, good. See you later. And so then, chat, we cut back to Naboo, and, oh, boy, here we go. Oh, Jesus God. This is the start, chat. I'm going to try to get through all these scenes with Anakin and Padme. It's going to be rough. I'm going to get through all of them, chat. I'm going to get through all of them, and then we're going to go back to Obi-Wan. We're going to go back to Obi-Wan. That's the better. It's not as good. It's not good, but it's better than this. So they land on the planet, and Padme and Anakin, they're talking all about their stuff. By the way, they actually cut out scenes, and the director's cut of this movie has additional scenes where Padme, before she goes to her estate on this Nubian island, she takes Anakin to see her parents, and it's like 15 minutes of extra footage of her just taking her into her room. It's like something like a goddamn John Hughes movie where he's introducing her Jedi bodyguard to her parents, chat, and talking about all that shit. And we learn that Padme was a part of like a special program for refugees and for kids whose parents were killed out in the Outer Rim. And it's a really fucking dark story, actually, and how because Anakin's looking at all these pictures on the walls, and they're all moving and stuff because it's futuristic and shit. And he's like, oh, who are all these kids? And Padme goes, oh yeah, those are all the refugee children I took care of when I was younger, before I even met you. They all died. Chat, because they were so traumatized of watching their parents be murdered by slavers, pirates, warlords, whatever, what have you, chat, that they eventually They eventually, chat, just in her goddamn words, lost the will to live. It was already baked in. It was already baked into the goddamn Attack the Clones before we ran the Sith, chat. It was already there. My God. So we know where Padme got that one from watching these refugee children who lost absolutely everything. They just, fuck it. It's subtle. It rhymes. Everything's connected to each other. so goddamn stupid. But that scene was removed from the movie, chat, because that was a little, might predict the ending of Revenge of the Sith, so we're going to take that out. We don't want people to think that, Padme, she lost the will to live because it's a legitimate health affliction. Sometimes I, feel the loss of the will to live. Making these goddamn movies. Where's my fucking money? So, they cut all that out. Instead, we go to Anakin, Padme. They are visiting the new Queen Naboo, and they're having a little meeting. And the Queen of Naboo, I don't know her name, Queen Naboo, she's like, what about the vote, though, with the army? And Padme's like, I'm vehemently against creating an army and all that shit. Also, the guy with the beard from the first movie, he's there, and he's like, can you believe fucking Newt Gunray, after 4 trials in the Supreme Court of the Republic, got off? Like, Newt Gunray, chat, who put people into concentration camps in Naboo, got off scot-fucking-free. Although, chat, in hindsight, fucking Donald Trump's putting fucking kids in cages, so it's not much different now, is it? It's just the same goddamn thing. If you're a politician, if you have money, you can get away with fucking everything, Chad, both in real life and Star Wars, Chad. So Newt Gunray, who performed an illegal blockade of a world, chat, and killed thousands of people and put the living population in the concentration camps, just goes, yeah, you have money, you can get out of here. Just gotta make sure you gotta put a couple of bucks in my pocket. So God damn it, you greased a few palms, exactly, or tentacles in terms of Star Wars. So true, Stranger. So true. Newt is Space Trump. He's Space Trump. Newt Gunray absolutely is Space Trump. He absolutely is. He's narcissistic. He cares nothing only about himself and about money. Absolutely, Darkslayer. Newt Gunray. If I had to pick a character from Star Wars who is like Trump, it'd be Newt Gunray. Just paint him orange, chat. There he is. Boom, Trump. They kind of have the same face. Kind of have the same, frog-like, bloated, swollen face. So they're like, all right. So the Queen's like, well, happy to have you and all that shit. I guess we'll delay the vote. So where are you going to go? And Padme's like, well, I've had some ideas. And it's like, because that's the thing. Well, Padme says, oh, I've had some ideas. And then the fucking beard guy interrupts and goes, Master Jedi, do you have any ideas as well? He goes, well, actually, and Padme goes, Anakin's not a Jedi. He's still a Padawan learner. Anyway, and Anakin's like, excuse me, milady. And she goes, what's wrong, Anakin? It's like, I'm part of your security team, and I'm going to make some decisions about your security. And the fucking beard guy and the Queen are like, awkward. Anakin does not like having his authority questioned, chat. He thought he always got it from Obi-Wan, but now Padme, the love of his life, the person he's been jerking it to for 10 years, chat, is doing that, is scolding him in front of the Nubian royalty. Goddamn right she is. He's like, yes, and I happen to have lived on this planet for my entire adult fucking life and childhood for 24 goddamn years. So I know what's probably best for me. Okay? And Anakin's like, okay. She put him in his goddamn place, Chad. He's like, okay. And they continue on. And eventually, they go to the secret Nubian island where she grew up, Chad, her royal estate, where we see the graves of all the dead kids that she tried to help. They just lost the will to live. So they're all there. And then we see this. Actually, this the one part of the movie, chat, where it actually feels real. That where it's like, oh wow, they filmed this in Italy. Everything you could touch the thing, chat. It's not all CGI. It's like, oh my god, I can actually touch this. Oh wow, corporeal, great. It's the worst. It's some of the worst scenes in the movie, chat. The romance, the love story between Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala. This is some of the worst stuff in Star Wars ever. It's so goddamn bad. Anakin is the definition of he's a simp, Jay. He's a major simp. He's a simp and an incel. Simp and an incel. All the above. He's everything. At any given time, you never know who he's going to be in any other scene. But we got the iconic line, Padme, she's like, I love the beach. I love the sand. Anakin's like, well, I fucking hate the sand. It's rough, coarse, and irritating, and it gets everywhere. And then, chat, he just stares at her the whole time, but you feel smooth. And he just fucking starts stroking her back, chat, like that. And she's just like, is this fucking happening right now? And yes, but I imagine the sand is here is smooth just like your back. It's like, this is fucking gross. and then she turns her head, and then we hear the da, 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 da. The love theme. Like, no fucking love theme. No. Suntan lotion, milady. That's how romances work. Yeah, this is how I met my wife. Fuck that bitch. She took my money, took half my fucking money. And so, maybe this is what this is part of the George Lucas romance playbook, chat. Maybe this is how it works with him. And so he's just rubbing her back, and she turns her hand, and then they just start kissing, chat. They start smooching, and she turns away. She says, oh, I should not be fucking doing this. And he's like, and he says, oh, it's okay. And they just continue to look out onto the scenic view, chat, of Naboo after him just rubbing her back with his palm and them kissing. She says, no, we can't do this. Wow, he probably just suggests himself the moment he touched her back. He's like, it's so warm. No! Thank you, D. Carlos, for the 20 biddies. Thank you, Darkseid, for the 5 biddies. For a man who has been married, George can't write where he cannot. As soon as he touched her back, that was it. And she's like, did you just jizz your pants? He goes, no, I was using a force technique. So that happened. I'm getting through all these shit. I'm not. So then we cut to them having a picnic. That's the nest. Anakin had to change his pants, but now they're in a Nubian field, Chad, just like how Papa Palpatine wanted him, Chad, just how he wanted him. And they start arguing about politics here where, Anakin, he says, I'm just kind of frustrated with the Senate and everything. And Padme's like, well, what do you think the Senate should do? He says, well, what I think is that all the senators should get together and they should talk about a problem and they should come to an agreement and then execute that. And she says, that's literally what we do. But he says there's so much bureaucracy involved. There's so much grease in the palms and things. I don't like any of that. That we should get rid of all of that. We should get rid of all of that. We should just do something. We should just do something about it. Like, you have one figure up there and says, no, we're going to do it this way. And she's like, that sounds like a dictatorship. And Anakin, without dropping a beat, Chad, this is fucking foreshadowing and a half. And he says, well, maybe that's the way it should be. And it's like, whoa. and he smiles. He goes, maybe that's the way it should be. And smiles at her. It's just like, oh shit, Darth Vader coming out, Chad. Darth Vader is rising, Chad. And then Padme, to break the ice, goes, are you making fun of me? And he goes, I'm making fun of you a little bit. She's like, ha 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 ha. And then we cut, Chad. Oh, thank you, Darkseid of the 5. Anakin's a fascist. He's a fascist. Absolutely the fascist. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. He's Darth Vader right here. That's why the Empire's so, it's a fascist regime. You have one figurehead, Chad, makes all the decisions. And she married him. So I don't know why she's, but as we all know, Chad, she's a pedophile. I'm gonna tell it right now, Chad. That's the other thing I was gonna reveal at the end. She's a pedophile because she says, Annie, you'll always be that little 9-year-old boy in Tatooine to me forever. It's just like, wow. So we then cut to a scene, chat, where they're running in the fields, and Anakin has mounted a bloated wildebeest. I don't know what the fuck these things are, chat. It's like a bloated wildebeest. He's like, whoa, we get CGI Anakin, and it looks terrible, chat. If you notice, you watch this scene, his arms and legs are like super long, chat, so he's got like these huge fucking thighs. Like his thighs have like grown like an extra, I don't know, like lengthwise, chat, like longer. Like, and maybe like another foot. And he's got these super long legs. He's like, he's riding on this thing, chat. And the bloated wildebeest like, get the fuck off me. And it gets off and chat and fucking tramples on him. Just like, fuck you. It's like, fuck you, motherfucker. Don't ride on me. And it scampers off. And he's like, oh, I don't feel good. Oh, thank you, Darkseid 5 base. Hey, Padme may like age play during sex. Oh, my God. Oh, God, no. Do you hate Nate? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Good to see you. So those Jedi thighs, man. That's how they're doing all those flippy jumps. It's true. Ready Player One movie poster legs? Yes. During the shoot, he had the movie Ready Player One poster legs. That's a great comparison. Awesome comparison. Just that. So he's like, oh, and Padme's like, Anakin, Annie. And she runs over to him, chat, and she's like, oh, and she turns him over. He's like, ha ha ha, and they're laughing. And he's like, oh, you tricked me. Ha ha ha. And then he grabs her and they start rolling in the grass chat together. It's just like, yeah, this isn't working. She thought, if you said no, you're not. Padme's just giving mixed signals, chat, mixed signals, where she's like, no, we can't kiss, you can't touch me. And now they're fucking rolling in the grass, and he's on top of her, chat, just straddling her. And they're like, she's like, this is fun. He's like, yeah. It's like, you fucking kidding me? And then later that day, Chad, we cut. Even though it's like summertime in Naboo, they have a roaring fire going, Chad. And Padme is now dressed in her, as it was said earlier, jizz everywhere. Anakin had to change his pants again, Chad. And they retired for the evening. And Padme is now changed into a completely open back black dress, Chad. It's all the way from back here, all the way down to her butt crack. You see everything, and all that. Anakin's just like, God, come on, girl, come on. And BDSM black, everything, and they're by a roaring fireplace, chat, so it's already fucking hot and steaming and everything. And Anakin, he just says it all. He just says it all here. Also, they had dinner earlier. There's a dinner scene where they're cutting fucking fruit and shit, and that's the scene I missed. They're cutting fruit. And he's explaining the Jedi negotiations. She's like, Jedi negotiations, what's that? And he goes, well, it's negotiations with a lightsaber. She goes, you killed them. He's like, yeah, I did. I killed all of them. I killed them, the men, well, not just the men, but the women and the children too. She's like, that's dark. He goes, yeah, it's really dark. Let me cut your pear. And so he cuts the pear, chat, and he uses the Force. He goes, look at the pear. It's a pear. It's in the foot. Oh, it's so good. You're so sweet, Annie. You know it's gonna be that that little 9-year-old boy from Tatooine. And then we cut to the BDSM dress, chat. That's where the BDSM dress. Thank you, Rockstar, for the 5 minutes. That was a CG pair during that. Oh, that was very much a CG pair. She just ate. Tastes like CGI. It tastes like nothing. I'm eating air. Is this good, George? Do you like this? Do you like this, George? He's like, yeah, I like that. That's very good. Keep it in the fucking CGI pair. Huh? So then we cut to the BDSM dress, chat, and Anakin's just revealing everything. He's revealing everything right now. He says, like, I have thought about you since the day I met you every single day. For the last 10 years, every night, I've thought about you. He says night. I'm like, yeah, what are you doing now? That would have been my next question. Like, what are you doing at night, Annie? He's like, things. Jedi things. He's like, yeah, what's that Force technique like? Probably like, chat, probably could use, I was good. You can get nasty, chat. But you know it. You know it that he didn't use his hand anymore, chat. I bet he loved using force pull and force push, chat. Back and forth, back and forth. He hands free, baby. Hands free. He's like, all right, another night alone. Whatever, the force just went to town, chat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Chris should play Among Us and his Jordan. Oh yeah, I'll do that. You know, he force jerked himself off, chat, for 10 goddamn years. The Force Strangler. Use that Force choke. The Force choke is his favorite move, as we all know, chat. It's Darth Vader. He loved using that Force choke on people. Use the Force harder, more. Oh my God. So anyway, so he's telling her, I've been jerking to you for 10 years. And Padme's like, I don't know. Like, that's hot and stuff, but it would be really difficult for us. He's like, how would it be difficult? It's like, you're a Jedi, I'm a senator. And I would have been like, what's the big fucking deal? And the reason why is apparently, chat, she knows the Jedi, they can't fuck, they can't love, can't do any of that bullshit. Can't do none of it. Can't do none of it, chat. And she's like, I'm a senator, and we can have as much sex as we want. And she just lays it out there, chat. Like, I'm a senator. As we all know, senators and politicians can have hot, sweaty sex all the time. And you can't have hot, sweaty sex all the time, okay? So it's just not going to work out between us. But he's like, maybe we can. And she's like, Annie, we'd be living a lie. And it's like, we would have to do this in secret. We have to go behind all of our friends, our family's backs. Wouldn't that be terrible? And Anakin's like, it takes a little while for him to go like, oh yeah. A beat drops and goes, yeah? She goes, yes. He goes, yeah, no, it would be terrible. Oh yeah, who wouldn't want that? Dark Side of the 5 minutes. At least Anakin didn't end up like David Carradine. Yes. Yes, that's true. At least he didn't end up like David Carradine. showed her his lightsaber and took her over to the dark side. Oh! So, he's like, yeah, that'd be terrible. And then he goes to bed, chat, where you know he jerked it. He anger jerked it because he's having a bad nightmare. And he's thinking it's bad, chat, because he jerked it. Now he's dreaming of his mom. So it's that guilt. It's that guilt. He's jerked it one too many times. His mom's like, Annie, why would you do that? He's like, Mom, no. But he's dreaming of her mother, chat. She's in horrible pain. She's in absolute horrible pain. He doesn't understand why. And then it's the next morning, and he's meditating, and Padme's like, ooh, I'm sorry. She went to her room, chat, in her fucking nightie, in her goddamn underwear. It's just like, why are you doing this to him? Why? They're both bad, chat. They're both bad. But she literally goes to her room, chat, just everything. Nothing. Everything's just bouncing and perky and jiggling, chat. She's like, oh, Annie. Good to see you. And he's like, yeah, good to see you. She's like, I didn't mean to interrupt you or anything. And he goes, oh, you didn't interrupt me. You're actually a soothing presence. And he's like, did you sleep well? And he's like, yes. He's like, oh, because I heard you moaning last night. No, I heard you screaming. I heard you calling out. And he's honest with her. He's like, oh, it's my mother. I've had these dreams like the past few weeks, and it sounds like she's in pain. And, it's been bothering me for quite a while. And she goes, well, have you been able to check in on your mother? And he goes, no, when you join the Jedi Order, you can't interact with your loved ones ever again. And Pepe's like, what the fuck kind of rule is that? And he goes, them's the rules. Because as you'll know, chat, you can't have sex in the Jedi Order. You can't fall in love. You can't interact with any of your family members, all your friends, or your family. None of that. It's gone. You can and as you know, and you take a lot of these kids when they're little. So that's just perfect, chat. Because that's a very healthy environment for a kid. Jedi are fucked up. That's damn space Amish rules. Very much so. Terrible. She goes, we're going to take your ass to Tatooine, your ass to Tatooine, and we're going to go check on your mom. He goes, but what about protecting you? You could protect me on Tatooine, right? And he goes, yeah. He's like, let's fucking go. He's like, oh my God, this is so hot. And so then they get on her ship and they head to Tatooine. Meanwhile, chat, we're at Obi-Wan now. We're done with a lot of the Padme love stuff, okay? We got through it, chat. We got through it. I mean, there's still some more, a little bit, but not as much, but we got through most of it. So now we're back at Obi-Wan, chat. He's taking his Jedi Starfighter out to the planet Kamino, chat. And because I actually like this kind of cool little thing. Because I realized when I was watching, oh, okay, interesting. So he has a short-range starfighter, chat, so he doesn't have a hyperdrive. But he has this circular ring that, like this secondary attachment where he comes in and out of, which is the hyperdrive. So it's like, oh, so that's kind of cool. So you can, like, modify, like, a short-range fighter to have a hyperdrive if you have, like, an extra feature, but you got to leave it in space, and it could be, tacked or something, or someone could steal it. But that's kind of cool little feature. It's like, oh, that's neat. And so he detaches, chat, and he goes down to Kamino, and Kamino's actually it's CGI, but it's an interesting looking world where it's constantly raining and storming, and it's mostly ocean, chat. And the Kaminoans are like they're pretty much the gray heads. They're like the gray looking aliens that we've seen in pop culture, chat. In countless versions. You've seen them, chat. But they're super skinny, super tall, like 7 to 8 feet, if not taller, and they're like looking like this and shit. And he goes down there. He lands on a landing pad, and like this Kamino and I think her name is Taun-We or something. She introduces herself. He's like, "We've been expecting you, Master Jedi." And he's like, "You've been expecting me?" And she goes, "Yes, I believe it's been 10 years." And he goes, yeah. No, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the warm up. He's like, "Of course. Take you to our prime minister right now." And he's like, okay. And they're walking down the hall. So you guys are cloners, huh? She goes, yes, we're cloners. We're quite proud of our profession. He goes, interesting, very interesting. And he goes there. Goes to this very ornate office, chat's all white and things, and the prime minister greets him. He's like, oh, it's a master, because she's trying to say his name. She's, Master Jedi, this is our prime minister, and prime minister, this is our Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the prime minister's like, my apologies. Are you, I was expecting Master Sifo Dyas. Are you a associate of Master Sifo Dyas? And Obi-Wan's like, Master Sifo Dyas. Now, this is the first time I heard Sifo. When I first saw this movie, I was like, who the fuck is Master Sifo Dyas? And I assumed at the time that Master Sifo Dyas was another name for Qui-Gon Jinn. Because I'm going to say something right here, chat. I think would have been much better. Thank you, the hard-boiled one. Thank you for the 50 bitties. What does this say? IIRC, according to George, Jedi can't have sex, but they can't have attachments or love. Good fucking luck. How is that? Doesn't make any fucking. So they can like go bang a whore? Is that what they're saying? Like they can jerk it, and they can just find like a whore. Like, all right, let's fucking go to town. No attachments, man. No attachments, no love. That is fucked up. That's really fucked up. Thank you, Chris Harris, for the 10 biddies. So did I. Thought they were talking about Qui-Gon. Okay, so we're on the same page, Chris. That's awesome. Okay. I have a thing that would be, I think, a better thing to fix this movie. So did I. Thought they were talking about Qui-Gon Jinn when I first saw this. Yes. And so, because Obi-Wan drops his line, oh, Master Sifo Dyas 10 years ago. I'm like, he died 10 years ago. Wait, is it Qui-Gon Jinn? Because Phantom Menace was 10 years ago. So wait, who the fuck is this character? And so apparently, chat, Master Sifo Dyas, he went to the Kaminoans and said, hey, I want you to build a grand army for the Republic. And the Kaminoans are like, hey, you got the money? He goes, here you go. And they're like, oh, shit. Well, come back in like 10 years. We'll have like the first 250,000 and the next million ready in like another 6 months. You'll be good. And, you know, they're like, great. We've been building this whole time. And Obi-Wan's just like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. So who is let's go and see the clones. Like, let's go see the clones. So, chat, this is my thing here. Sifo Dyas is a character that was made up for this movie, and you only see him in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. He appears in a vision, a vision where Yoda hasn't. My whole thing is, thank you, Dark Side of the 5 days. So a Jedi can bane ladies of the night, but marriage and family, nah, exactly. It's so stupid. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. I thought would have been cool, chat, had the person been Qui-Gon Jinn. And they're like, wait a minute, Qui-Gon Jinn was the one that put in an order for the Grand Army. It would have made so much more sense. It would have been more of a connection. So George Lucas just made up this name, Master Sifo Dyas, who audiences are like, who is he talking about? We don't know who this person is. So had it been Qui-Gon, been like, whoa, that's an interesting connection. Qui-Gon put in, and it would have made sense because Qui-Gon's always against the Jedi Council. He was always like, he wasn't going down their road, always doing his own thing, always had his own thoughts, opinions. He was kind of like a rebel. He was like a rebel of the Jedi Order. And I think that would have been so much better had Qui-Gon Jinn been the person to put in the order. In hindsight, I mean, it was Dooku or whatever. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. You know, I don't even know like who originally put in the order. Was it Dooku or was it Sifo Dyas? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. But it would have been kind of cool if Qui-Gon and Dooku maybe were in league of each other and they were working at the time together and they put in this, but then Qui-Gon died, and so Qui-Gon never really got to see the big plan come in the full circle. Who fucking knows? But I think that would have been awesome to make Qui-Gon have a bigger role in this film by doing that name drop here and maybe showing like, oh shit, Qui-Gon was into some nefarious dark shit that we weren't aware of. That would have been interesting to me. That's fucking universe building, George. That would have rhymed. That would have made more sense instead of this randomly name dropping this character we've never heard of before. So as a kid, I was like, I guess Sifo Dyas is Qui-Gon. Maybe that was I didn't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so they go see the clones, chat. And they say, yeah, we got the first 250,000 ready. We'll have the next million in about, I don't know, like I think they said like 2 months or something, whatever. And they're like, oh, he's like, oh, that's great. By the way, who was the template for the clones? Oh, a bounty hunter named Jango Fett. Apparently, you know, he's very skilled. He was actually an excellent template. He's actually trained some of the clone troopers as well. Some of our shock commandos, ARC troopers we call them, which is what Rex is. Yeah, so maybe Rex knew who Jango Fett was in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It's kind of cool. And so Obi-Wan's like, oh, so what was his pay like? Oh, his pay was fucking substantial, but he also asked for another thing. It's like another like little. He's like, Obi-Wan's like, what did he ask for? He also asked for a completely untampered with clone, chat, because the clones they're tampered with the genetic code, so they age faster. Chat. So in 2 years you can have like a fucking adult or something, or 6. I forget. It's like 6 years. Doesn't matter. But so he wanted one completely unaltered clone, a son, if you will. I never asked him why, but he wanted a baby boy. And what did he name this baby boy, Chad? Boba Fett. Named him Boo-Boo. Named him Boba Fett. So, and they're like, do you want to meet Jango? He goes, I really do want to meet Jango Fett. Yes, the Jango Fett, please. And we get this epic shot of all the clones, Chad. We have the ba 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 ba, you know, the Imperial March and everything. But then Obi-Wan, you know, Tanwi, she goes to fucking Jango's apartment, knocks on the door, and who answers the goddamn door, chat? Boo Boo Fett. Boo Boo Fett's there. He's a little kid. And she's like, Boo-boo, is your dad home? And he goes, yup. And she goes, can we see him? Yup. And they're like, okay. And he's giving Obi-Wan the stink eye. He's like, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. Not one bit. And Obi-Wan enters, and Jango's there. Jango, not subtle, because he just got out of his armor. And the armor that was very easy to identify in plain fucking view. And Jango knows. He's like, shit, I fucked up. And Tonwi introduces Jango Fett, Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan's like, I've seen your army. They're quite impressive. And Jango's like, oh, they'll do their duty. They'll execute what they're supposed to. So I think Jango... So there's a Star Wars video game chat called Star Wars Bounty Hunter, where it takes place, I think, right after the episode 1 with Naboo and everything, and where you play Jango Fett. And you go various levels, and you collect bounties and things. But the ending of the game leads to you basically capturing this Jedi assassin chat, this Sith acolyte, if you will, this dark side practitioner. You defeat her. And you find out the person who hired you was Count Dooku chat, Darth Tyrannus. And it was all a test. It was all a test, so he wanted to find someone, a soldier who was skilled enough, smart enough, crafty enough to defeat a Force user, if you will, whether it be a Sith or a Jedi. And lo and behold, Jango was that person. And that's why he said, well, now you did this, and you find out that person was one of Count Dooku's apprentices at the time, before he got Asajj Ventress and stuff. And he says, well, now you did that. You want to fucking, make a clone army? He goes, and Jango's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Would you want to make a clone army that would kill the Jedi? He goes, hell yeah, I would, because in ancillary materials chat, Jango was a Mandalorian mercenary. They've changed it now, and before this, Jango was a Mandalorian mercenary, and like some of the last of the Mandalorian mercenaries in the galaxy. And his squad was his mercenary battalion chat. They were betrayed by someone, and they were. It was basically a mistaken identity chat where the person who really committed the atrocities on this planet blamed the Mandalorians, and Mandalorians did not do anything bad, and the Jedi were sent there, and they just slaughtered the Mandalorians, and they killed all of Jango's friends and comrades and associates chat, and he lost everything, and he spent years in prison. It was fucked up, and he escaped later on, but he's always hated Jedi ever since, chat, even though it wasn't. They were both bamboozled. And Dooku came to him and said, do you want to fucking create an army that makes, kills Jedi? He goes, hell yeah, I would. So I think Jango was very much aware the clone's original purpose was Order 66 to kill the Jedi. That's what he wanted to do, chat. There's just subtle hints of it, I think, here. And also, he's like, but before that, and Dooku's like, what do you want? And he's like, I want a baby boy. And he goes, okay, I want to name him Boo Boo. He's like, you can name whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, and Jango's happy, chat. And so, Jango's like, they'll do their duty. And Obi-Wan's asking him, so you're a pretty skilled bounty hunter, huh? And he's like, I'm just a simple man making my way in the universe. It was a good line. It's a very good line. Thank you. Dance PS4. Thank you for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Welcome to stream. You're doing very well. Chat, I told you it's going to be a long review. I told you that. It's going to be a long one, chat. We're at the halfway point of the movie right now in terms of the scenes. Woo! Here we go. Boba T Fett. Boba T Fett. Exactly. Barry. What's Barry? So, and Obi-Wan's asking him, hey, you ever been kind of the inner rim recently, like Coruscant? And Jango's like, once or twice. He looks behind himself. He sees his armor. He's like, Boba. He makes some made-up language. Go close the fucking door. He sees my armor. And Boba does that, chat. And Obi-Wan's like, well, it was great talk with you. Can't wait to see the clones in action. And Jango's like, I'm sure you'll be pleased, Master Jedi. Always a pleasure speaking to a Jedi Knight. He goes, thanks. And they leave. And Jango is just like, fuck. Boba's like, what's wrong, Dad? And it's like, pack your things, Boba. We're leaving. We got to get the fuck out of here. You're going to come for my ass. I'm going to put a bounty on my head. And then Obi-Wan, he calls up the Jedi and they're going, yeah, this guy, the bounty hunter was Jango Fett. Also, someone put in an order for a clone army. They really, I don't know how, but this clone army's they're already in production. They've already been paid for. They have the spaceship. I don't know how they got the spaceships. They have the spaceships ready. It's fucking nuts. And fucking Mace Windu and Yoda are like, whoa, shit. Oh, my God. Okay, well, you got to get this bounty hunter. We got to question him. And he's like, will do. I'm going to get him right now. And the communication ends. And Mace Windu and Yoda are just talking. Mace Windu's like, we got to tell the Senate that our ability to use the Force is not working. We did not even see this coming. A grand army? Holy shit. I mean, Cyber has been dead for 10 years. And Yoda is like, you keep your fucking mouth shut. And Mace is like, Yoda, he's like, we're not telling those goddamn people shit. He's not doing the whole backwards talk or anything. It's like, if they fucking know that we can't use the Force to see all this goddamn shenanigans happening here, then we'll create even more enemies. More will oppose us. So you keep your goddamn mouth shut, keep your eyes going another direction, and let me handle this. And Mace is like, okay. And that's what they do. They hide it. They hide this, chat, until they can't anymore. Thank you, Bat Shields, for the 4 biddies. Keep saying they place an order for an army like it's Chinese. It's like Chinese. Yeah, just, a couple million clones. Whatever. It's fucking nuts. And so then, chat, we cut to Obi-Wan, and he's going to go arrest Jango Fett. Jango Fett, he's got Slave One. By the way, not a great name for a ship. Slave One. Not a great name. Don't show that to Mace Windu. So he got Slave One right there, chat. And he's loading up all this shit. And Boba's like, Dad, there he is. And Jango's like, Jango cares about his son. He's like, Boba, get inside the ship. I'll take care of this. And then, and this is actually a cool scene. I like this scene. We get a battle between Jango Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi, chat. I dig this. I really dig this scene where they're fighting and everything. Boba's got a lot. He uses every fucking trick in the book, chat. His fucking twin blaster pistols, which are pretty goddamn cool. Using his jetpack, chat. He's actually flying around with his jetpack and shit. He's firing missiles. And Obi-Wan's getting his ass. It's raining. It's constant fucking downpour rain. It's actually a really cool scene. And Jango's just using everything in his arsenal. Uses his little cord, his little rope cord thing, ties up. Obi-Wan's trying to use the Force to get his lightsaber back, but Jango's like, nah, motherfucker. And he ties his arms up, and he's like, and now Obi-Wan's just being dragged around the fucking platform, just like, God damn it, this sucks. And eventually, he just wraps himself around this kind of pillar, and he goes, pulls on this, and it hits Jango, like the tension, and he flies off, Chad. The cord disconnects. He goes, boom, he hits the side of, like, the edge of the platform they're on, the jetpack's all fucked up. And Jango's about to get his pistol out to shoot Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan just fucking drop kicks him off the edge. So he didn't intend to capture him there. He intended to fucking kill him, chat, because he was going to fall into the water below. The thing is, though, chat, Obi-Wan's a fucking dumbass. He's a big-time doofus, chat, because he doesn't realize the cord's still on him. He goes, oh, shit. And he goes down with Jango, chat. But Jango, he's got a tool for everything, chat. He comes out, his gauntlets have these razor blades on them. They come out, and he fucking, like, punctures the platform that he's on, chat, so he's not getting dragged. But Obi-Wan's, because of the weight of Obi-Wan, he's still being dragged. So eventually, Jango just, boom, he undoes the cord, and Obi-Wan just falls. But somehow, chat, this razor-thin cord that Obi-Wan has, he manages to loop it around like like another pillar or something, and he holds on tight, chat, and he's able to save himself. I'm sorry, but if he roped a very razor-thin cord around a pillar, and it's wrapped in his hands, chat, his hands would have been cut off, chat. They would have gone, that razor thing would have gone right through his fucking fingers and hands, would have, like goddamn, like you're butchering an animal, chat. And he would have been a handless Jedi. That's what would have fucking happened. He saves himself. And, Jango's climbing up. He's like, God damn it, this fucking sucks. And he gets up to the ship and everything. Obi-Wan, he's running up, doing the Tom Cruise run. But then he sees Jango. He's getting inside the ship, and the fucking door, boop, hits Jango. Hits him in the head. A little reference to the Stormtroopers chat where it goes, boop. So those goddamn, no matter whether it be Clone or Jango Fett or Boba Fett or those goddamn Stormtroopers chat, all these guys get their head bonked on a little bit. Or cut off. But Obi-Wan manages to put a tracking beacon on Jango Fett's ship, and it flies away. So Obi-Wan's like, fuck, I gotta go after him. I gotta get a hold of him. And so at this point, Jango Fett, he's tracking him through. I guess you can track people for hyperspace, which is bullshit, chat. You can't. That was the shown. They go back and forth with that rule, chat. As we learn, you can't track people for hyperspace. And in the Last Jedi, they track them in hyperspace. Apparently, you can still do an Attack the Clones. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Pick one. So Jango, he's hyperspace to the planet Geonosis, chat. It's a desert planet filled with Geonosians, chat. These stupid little cockroach aliens. And they have a giant asteroid field around the planet. It's actually kind of cool. He goes there. Obi-Wan's right behind him, chat. Django realizes that he's being tracked and he goes, God damn it. And we get like a pretty, I'm going to tell another cool scene. Like, a lot of the cool stuff this movie is with Jango Fett, and where we get this really cool space battle in the Geonosis asteroid field. She has like very cat and mouse between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Django. And it's very back and forth. Thank you, Dogs, the 10 minutes. Time for those Django Fett bomb cells. It's about to get to that. And oh, shit. And eventually, I almost kicked my goddamn PS4 across the goddamn thing. So, it's a really cool scene. Eventually, Django, he bamboozles Obi-Wan. He gets behind him. Or, no, in front of him. No, he gets it. No, that's before that. So there's this really cool thing where Obi-Wan's still behind him, and Django starts releasing these sonic wave bombs, and the sound on them is really cool. Really cool. I actually like this scene a lot. This is one of the good scenes in the movie, where these scenes are going on that boom, and it's like silent for a second, and boom, and it's like cutting the asteroids like in half and things. It's so awesome. Obi-Wan's like, shit, this is kind of cool. And he's like, oh, flying, it sucks. And eventually, Django releases another one, another cool effect. But then he gets behind Obi-Wan, just starts fucking laying into him. And at this point, he's like, all right, no more messing around. He launches a goddamn proton torpedo, chat. Ooh, proton torpedo reference. And it's chasing Obi-Wan to the asteroid field. Obi-Wan's like, shit, stupid droid thing, release the extra parts. And he's like, okay, don't call me a stupid droid, I'll call whatever the fuck I want. And they release the extra parts for the ship, and it hits the missile, chat, and explodes. And Django's just like, yeah, got him, not gonna bother checking. Let's go, son. And Boba gives this evil laugh. And they go down the planet. And where they land in what looks like a droid factory, chat. What's this all about? And eventually Obi-Wan, he lands his thing in there, and he's like, I gotta find out more about what's going on, chat. And we'll find out what's going on in a half minute. Thank you. Thank you, Bad Shields with the 5-8. This thing is it is A1. It is goddamn good. I will say that, chat. Absolutely great. Eventually, chat, we cut back to Padme and Anakin, and they have landed on Tatooine, chat. They're in Mos Espa, the former city home of Anakin Skywalker, chat. And who do we see as their... By the way, Padme's like, okay, now that I'm here, I'm going to showcase that I'm fucking rich. So she hires a goddamn carriage, chat, like a slave droid, to ferry her and Anakin around in front of all these poor goddamn people, just like, please spare change. Like, no, you're smelly. And so they're being ferried around Mos Espa, chat. Anakin's, wait, stop. I see someone. And Chad, who does he fucking see? Watto, Chad, it's me. And all I care about is money. Yes. I'm an offensive Jewish stereotype. Yes, so good. And Anakin goes over to him. He's like, I can help you with that, Watto. And Watto's like, why do you want to help me? Why are you here? And then he's like, notices Anakin's like, he just knows the droid. And he's like, he's just fixing right in front of his eyes. He's like, wait a minute. I know you. And Anakin presents the droid to him, and it's completely fixed, and he's like, Annie? Little Annie? Little Annie! Anakin! Oh, it's so good to see you. You remember me? I am Watto. I enslaved you. I put the bombs inside your tummy. Is the bomb still inside your tummy, Anakin? Because that's the thing, chat. It's a line that's missing Phantom Menace a lot, because people ask, why doesn't Qui-Gon just fucking take Shmi Skywalker? So... every slave, chat, at least in Mos Espa or on Tatooine, once they're in slave, chat, they're implanted with a fucking microbomb. A microbomb, chat. It's like in the back of the neck or somewhere. And where if you tried to leave, the guy who owns you or whoever owns you, chat, they press a button, boom, your head explodes. That's what it is. It's like, whoa. Escape from New York style. Yeah, very much so, Stranger Shoe. And so that's why, because I was like, why doesn't he just take her? And that's one of the big reasons, because he can't, because she will literally fucking explode. And that's why Watto's like, remember the bomb I put in you? And Anakin is like, I'm looking for my mother. Watto's like, oh, Shmi's, oh, it's very good, she's very nice. I sold her. He's like, you what? And he's like, yeah, I sold her to a moisture farmer, Klieg Lars Homestead Moisture Farm, very good, very successful. Sold her to them. And apparently, you're going to love this, Annie, little boy Annie. Look, you grow so tall. It's wonderful. He freed her, and he married her, and they had babies, many babies, Annie. Little, goddamn Owen Lars, little baby brother for you. And he's like, where the fuck are they? And he's like, they're near, very far, near Mos Eisley, I think, near Mos Eisley, Anchorhead Station, powder converters, a lot of powder converters, Annie. And he's like, well, can you help me? He's like, Annie, A lot of people owe me money. They owe me much money. You help me? You help Watto? I'm like dad. I'm like father to you. He's like, I would appreciate if you help me find my mother. And he's like, yes. Yes, honey. Let me go check records. Come, look at the sexy girl you have. She's like, don't fucking touch me or look at me. He's like, okay. They fly in there, chat. And that's the last we ever see of Watto. That was the last we ever see of Watto, chat. He's gone for the rest. I'm just too bad, chat. We need more offensive Jewish stereotypes. In movies, in Star Wars. Actually, Watto pretty much is like, that's enough. That's good. We're good. George, you can't do it anymore. It's like, I like it. It's very funny. It's like he likes money. That's funny. I like it. I like money too. Watto's like me. We both have a thing. It's a big swollen thing we have. So they find out that they're at the moisture farm, and so Padme and Anakin, they show up at the moisture farm, chat, where we're introduced to who? Goddamn Owen Lars, chat, a very young, very, very flesh, so supple, chat, so moisturized, chat. Goddamn, what's his name? Oh God, what's the actor that plays Owen Lars, chat? Help me out here. God damn it. Joel Edgerton, thank you, Chris Sayers. Who does nothing in this movie. He just goes, oh, hi, I'm Uncle Owen. This is my girlfriend, Beru. And Beru doesn't, she says, hi. That's her one line in the movie. Beru does nothing, chat. And I'm sorry, chat. There was a super lost opportunity to do something with the Lars, in my opinion, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. My whole pitch originally, I don't know, I'll do this on Class in the Glass someday. But my whole pitch for Owen and Anakin was to make them friends growing up on Tatooine. Like, they were slaves together. That was my whole pitch. They were slaves together. And, through various events, Obi-Wan discovers Anakin, and Anakin's like, I'm not leaving without my friend Owen. And Obi-Wan's like, well, yes, we can bring him with us. And I would have loved it. It would have been really cool, chat, where Anakin, he did the path of the Jedi, and Owen did the path of the soldier. So he fought in the Clone Wars and everything. He became a pilot. He became a hero of the Republic, chat. But because of the events of that trilogy, chat, of Anakin turning the dark side, Owen went, I have to go into hiding. And my friend, who I was in slavery with, we went through so much. He's a brother to me. And the one thing of him that is still alive, that still is truly him, is his children. And so he takes it upon himself. He gives up his entire life, goes into hiding. Maybe Beru's also introduced in the movie, chat. She's also a hero of the Republic or something, a soldier. And they take the last thing of their friend, chat, his son, and they go into hiding on Tatooine, chat, where he originally was as a slave. And he lives the rest of his life, chat, as just a farmer. And he's just trying to protect this kid. The last good thing that he remembers of his friend. And that's what I think would have been really cool, because there's so many, I did my commentary recently for A New Hope, and Luke is always like, I want to go to the Imperial Academy, and Owen's like, next season, I need to hear from the farm. And Luke's upset. Oh, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru they deserve a lot more credit. Josh, the 100 Biddies, my favorite part of the prequel Owen meeting Anakin is that it makes sure that truly Darth Vader look like an idiot. It absolutely does. And I was going to get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second. Don't worry, we're almost there. You're absolutely fucking right. You're so goddamn right. But I think it would have been, because there's a line drop in A New Hope where Beru is talking to Uncle Owen saying, like, yeah, you can't keep him here forever. He wants to do this. He has too much of his father in him. And Uncle Owen says, I know. And that's what scares me. And I love that line because it implies Owen knows Anakin's Darth Vader. He knows he's this tyrannical fucking Dark Lord maniac who's killed billions of people around the galaxy. That to me is so interesting. It's such a lost opportunity. Never did something with that character, Chad. Give it a really personal connection. And then what is Owen and Beru? What's their final gift for saving the son of their former friend? They're fucking burned alive. That would have been great. The context there to realize, like, oh my God, these characters who kind of just die in the beginning in the first, 20 minutes and 25 minutes are kind of forgotten for the rest of the films. To place that importance on them would have been amazing. Oh, I get chills when I think about you. I get absolute fucking chills. Lost opportunity. But anyway. But you're right, Josh. You're so goddamn right. Because Darth Vader's because he realizes, like, well, my mom married your dad and things. The fact that Darth Vader doesn't realize, like, wait a minute. maybe my children could have been a part they could have been hidden in the Lars homestead or something, but he never figures that out, chat. Palpatine never figures that. But I guess he thinks, Luke and Leia and Padme are all dead. She died in childbirth, and I guess the kids died too. So I guess he doesn't know. So, whatever. But Lars is like, yeah, I guess we're stepbrothers and everything. This is my girlfriend. And Anakin's just like, hey, so where's my mom? And then Klieglar shows up. He goes, how you doing, son? How you doing? We can talk about your mother in a bit. He's like, gonna hover, wheelchair check, because he has a severed leg. His leg got cut off. Let's go talk. And so we see the same Lars Homestead chat. That's how it's laid out in New Hope, and they're in the same fucking room where they have the blue milk. Now it's red. Now they have red milk, chat, not blue milk. It's red milk. And Clegg basically says, you and your mom, she's great. Loved her, married her, Burv, good old Owen Lars. Actually, it's a stepson. That's her stepson, chat. They're not, Anakin and Owen are not blood related. It was from a previous marriage. But Klieg says, then one day, she gets up early as she typically does, and she went to the moisture evaporators to pick mushrooms for a good old hearty mushroom stew. Would you like a Tatooine mushroom stew, Anakin? He's like, where's my mom? He goes, oh, yeah, your mom. So what happened is we didn't know they were in the area, but Tusken Raiders came upon her and they kidnapped her. And I got about 30 other guys with me, and we went after the Tuskens. But those Tuskens, they're savages. They're monsters, which, as we learned, chat, they're not. I mean, they're fucking, they do some fucked up shit, no doubt about it, okay? But they do have a society, chat. They do have some sense of morality and an honor system, but maybe this was just a bad group. But it says, we went out there and only 4 of us came back, and not even all of me came back. They took my leg, Anakin. They took my leg. They ate it in front of me. And we haven't gone out there. It's been a month. And I go out there myself, but I got to wait for my stump to heal. And Anakin, he just gets up, and, everyone's just like, Owen's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to find my mother. And Clegg grabs him. He's like, your mother's dead, son. He's like, don't touch me. And then he goes out there, and Padme is there. She's like, just please be careful. He's like, don't worry, I will. And he gets in the speeder chat, and he goes out there. And then we get a really weird musical. It's weird to use this song here, chat, because Duel of the Fates, the Duel of the Fates in episode 1 is brilliant. I love that lightsaber duel between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul. That is great. That's one of the high points of the prequel trilogy, chat. That's a really good moment. Just take it as it is, chat. This is very special. Very special. But they use Duel of the Fates here for some reason. I'm like, why? As he's just searching Tatooine, I guess, and he asked some Jawas about what the fuck's going on. The Jawas like, oh yeah, they took that girl. Yeah, Tusken's over there. Thank you, Bad Shield. 6 biddies. Man, your review was amazing. So glad for the Tusken Raider development. Yeah. Thank you, Batch. No, that's so kind. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Like I told you guys, when it comes to these movies, they're going to be long. This might be the longest review I've ever done. It might be even longer than Spider-Man chat. My Spider-Man 2002 review was longer than the movie. It was longer than the movie, chat. So here you go. Hey, Nate, unacceptable conditions. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yeah, God, Padme's just mad, just treating like the Lars family like shit. But he meets with these goddamn Jawas and like, oh yeah, they took the fucking. Because that's the thing, chat. Tuskens and Jawas actually have a good. They're like natives of Tatooine, and I don't know if they have a good relationship, but they tolerate one another, chat. And so, like, hey, I don't fuck with you, don't fuck with us. And like, yeah, it's kind of okay, good. That's why Tuskens typically only attack. The colonizers, chat, if you will, people who came to Tatooine who weren't originally natives there, because Jawas and Tuskens, they are native species to Tatooine. And so the Anakin, he infiltrates the Tusken Raider camp, chat. He's sensing where his mother is, and he cuts a big fucking lightsaber hole. And the Tusken security is shit, because he cuts a big, very loud noise, shit. We know a lot of fucking lightsabers, vroom, vroom, vroom. And when it cuts through something, you fucking hear it. Although these weird reptile dogs, which you recently saw in the Mandalorian chat, just a previous episode, we see him here for the first time. They're fucking wrestling and having a good time. They're playing the kids. They're like, yay, they're having a good time. But he cuts a big old hole in the chat. And he bonks the thing in, and he goes inside, and we see his mother, chat, like on a fucking rack, just tied up. She does not look good. Looks like she's been abused, chat. Physically, psychologically, who knows what else. I mean, it does not look good. And he's like, oh my God. And he's taking her bonds off of her, chat. She's super emaciated and skinny. And he's holding her, chat, holding her whole body in his arms. And he's like, I'm here, Mom. Actually, chat, I'm going to tell you this. This is the best acting from Hayden Christensen here. This is legitimately good. This is another good moment, chat. I wanted more of this. So it's like, okay, if the material is good, like this scene, it's good. It's great. And, you know, she's like, Anakin? He's like, I hear, Ma. I told you I'd come back for you. I'd come back for you. She goes, oh, Anakin. I've always dreamt of you and all that shit. And she's like, you've gotten so handsome. He's like, I'm just glad to see you, Mom. And she's like, oh. He's like, and he's telling her like how I became a Jedi. I've done all these things, all these amazing things. And she says, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I knew you do amazing things. I've always known you do great things. You're going to continue to do great things. And it's like, how wrong could you be, Shmi? And like the last thing she's trying to say, Chad, she's saying, I love. And he's like, Mom, stay with me, Mom. Stay with me now. It's okay. He's like, I love you. And she dies. And he's like, oh, dies in his goddamn arms. Shit. Dies in his goddamn, and this is a good scene. It's a very good, she says, blind fury cop death. And the music, the Vader bum, 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 bum. You just see the fucking rage. And he just kicks down that goddamn tent chat, and he's just chopping fucking Tusken Raider heads off. Everyone in the Tuskens are like, holy, they're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And they're like terrified. And they're rushing towards him. He just kills them all, Chad. He kills the men, the women, and the children, too. It's fucked up. He kills them all, Chad. Meanwhile, we cut back to Yoda and Mace. And Mace like, what's up, Yoda? And actually, Chad, we also hear Qui-Gon Jinn for the first time. We hear the voice of Qui-Gon Jinn in the Force screaming, Anakin, Anakin. They repurpose 2 bits of dialogue, Chad, when he says, Anakin, Anakin, get down, when Darth Maul's about to fucking smack him with the speeder. But we also, Chad, hear a new line from that Liam Neeson did saying, no. So fucking George Lucas loves that no. But like Qui-Gon's watching the Force, seeing Anakin doing all these things, telling him not to. He's in pain. And Mace is like, what's up? And Yoda's just like, it's Anakin Skywalker. He's like, what's that little shit doing? He's like, hold up, Mace. He's in horrible pain. He's in agony right now, and there's death around him. It's like, holy shit. Thank you, Darkseid of the Fight. I slaughtered them like animals. We're getting to that scene. And so eventually we cut back to Lars homestead. Anakin arrives. Everyone gets out and they're like, ooh, shit. And he has his mother wrapped up in a Tusken shawl, Chad. He's just giving everyone the fucking evil eye, just staring at them with his mother, Chad. And he just walks down to Lars homestead. And eventually we cut to the, where are we in this scene? I think that's when they are about to, they do the funeral service for her. They do the funeral service for her. And Claggy's saying his few words. He's like, Shmi, she was an amazing wife, the love of my life, and helped me raise my son, made him into the man that he is today. I couldn't be prouder of him, and I couldn't be prouder of his fiancée, Beru. And then Anakin's just like, all right, that's nice. And Anakin just fucking collapses on her grave, and he says, Mom, I'm sorry I couldn't save you, but I promise that I will be the best Jedi that I can be. I will make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. I just miss you. I miss you so much. I actually like this scene with Anakin. This brief moment was good, but then they fuck it up in a second. But actually, the thing is, he found her in like half a day. He was pissed. It did not take long. He found her over the course of an afternoon. It did not take a long time. And so then they go downstairs. He's working on the speeder. And Padme's like, do you want cookies? He's like, I don't want cookies right now. Padme, you want some blue milk? Fucking get that out of my face. And she's like, hey, so how you holding up? And he's like, I like fixing things. Actually, it starts out kind of good, Chase. Like, I like fixing things. He's like, the speeder motivator blew out. I throttled it way too much, and I have to fix it. And, it's very simple to do these kind of things. Very easy to fix. And then he just fucking goes off, Chad. He just goes off. Where, she's like, Anakin, what's going on? He's just like, fuck, I'm not powerful enough. I'm so much stronger than all these other Jedi. I'm stronger than Obi-Wan. I'm better than Yoda. I'm better than Mace Windu. I can do everything. They're holding me back. They're holding me back what I could possibly be. And it's like, I could make it so much easier. And he just throws like the thing he's working on, Chad. Throws like this, I guess this little tool he's working on. And Padme's like, Anakin, what is going on with you? What's wrong with you? And he goes, I killed them. I slaughtered them. She's like, what? He's like, not just the men, but the women and children too. They were animals. I slaughtered them like animals. Ah! He starts crying. And she's like, whoa. And I could have been a contender instead of a bum. And he just collapses in the fetal position. She's just like, Jesus. And she's just like kind of trying to make him feel better and everything. And like, this ain't good. Meanwhile, we cut back to Obi-Wan Kenobi chat on Geonosis, moving from that scene to this scene, and he's infiltrating the droid factory chat, and he's seeing all these thousands, hundreds of thousands of battle droids, millions even, being put together. And he goes in more to like the inner chambers chat, where he comes upon a meeting chat between major separatist leaders led by Count Dooku. So Obi-Wan was right, chat. Obi-Wan was right. Everything's confirmed here. Mace Windu was wrong. Count Dooku was behind the assassination of Padme Amidala. Well, I knew Gunray was technically, but he's in league with Count Dooku because Newt Gunray's like, when are we going to assassinate Padme Amidala? And he's like, we're going to get to that, but we're going to get to that. We have negotiations here right now. And we have the Trade Federation there. We have the Techno Union. We have the Banking Clan chat. We have the Geonosians, who are like major, like, you know, industrialists on their own world chat. Their whole planet's all about building shit. You know, they're also working on a secret project. A project that spells much death across the universe for those who might cross it. It's their star project, chat. Thank you, Dr. The Fun. I like how she tries to comfort him slaughtering a village. I'll be like, okay, this is not good. I will not think of you as that 9-year-old boy on Tatooine anymore. Absolutely not. No, I think it's when she changes her mind here, chat. Thank you, though, Darkseid of the 5 Biddies. And so they're putting this whole thing together. Dooku's like, hey, great. We have now the biggest fucking army in the galaxy. The Republic will never oppose our demands. We are now the true authority in this universe. And they're like, yay. Everyone's happy. Everyone's like, shit. And so he goes back to his ship, chat. But Geonosians spotted him. They spot him and his ship, so they know what something's about. And so he goes ahead. He's trying to contact Anakin to let him know, because the Jedi Council is just way too far away, because he wants to get Anakin so he can send the signal to, or the message to Coruscant. And this is when we get into some weird like shit chat where, okay, the canon, how close these planets are to each other doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm gonna go to Naboo. I'm gonna see if he's on Naboo, chat. So R7, go ahead and shoot off. And he goes, Anakin and Padme are on Naboo. He's like, where the fuck are they? And he goes, R7, expand the message. Geonosis and Tatooine are right next to each other. And so Naboo is in the mid-rim. So I know I'm getting specific here, chat, you know, with the rules, the lore of Star Wars. But even George's like, I don't know where the fuck these things, I don't know where they are. It doesn't matter. Sometimes parsecs is a time, is a distance. I don't fucking know. Give me my fucking money. He doesn't care. He just wants his fucking money. And so he expands it, chat. But really, they are, Tatooine and Geonosis are less than half a parsec away from each other. So he's like, oh, what the blaze is he doing on Tatooine? Well, anyway, I'm going to send him the message. And now, you know, Padme lets, also 3PO's on the large homestead. I forgot about that. 3PO's there, and it's dumb, and I forgot about that. I don't care. But then R2, he goes down and he tells Anakin that, there's a fucking message on the ship. And R2 and 3PO go up there and they hear the message from Obi-Wan and they send it to the council as they're watching it. And they're all watching together. And Obi-Wan's like, fucking Count Dooku and the Separatists have created an army. Also, Jango Fett created a grand army. I don't know how this is all connected. It's weird. It's very nefarious. Also, fuck you, Mace Windu. I was right. Count Dooku is a Sith Lord. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, shit, droidicas. And the little potato bug droids show up, chat, and they go, pew, 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 pew. And they capture Obi-Wan Kenobi. And they're like, shit, that's not good. And Mace Windu at this point, also Papa Palpatine sees this too. And at this point, well, we got to have a vote. We got to have a vote for the Grand Army of the Republic in order to help not only Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, but also stop the forces of Count Dooku and the Separatist movement. They're going to try to invade the mid and inner rim. And Bail Organa is like, we don't have the necessary votes to do that. And, you know, Papa Palpatine's just like, oh, if only someone else was here who can lend me that vote to initiate that order. I can't do it. As you all know, I love democracy. And I can't be the one. That's just too much power to me. I can't give myself that kind of power. It needs to be another representative. And even then, I just don't even know if I could accept it. And then, who's the one that gives Papa Palpatine the emergency powers to create a grand army of the Republic? Jar Jar Binks. It's me. And he fucking does it, chat. And he presides over, because Padme, she she bequeathed her senatorship to Jar Jar temporarily while she's hiding out on Naboo having hot, sweaty sex on a Nubian field of Anakin Skywalker, chat. And so she gives, how does this work? She gives all of her powers over to now Senator Binks, and he's like, I give moi powers to Papa Palpatine. And everyone's like, yeah, Misa Binks. They're all cheering Jar Jar's name, Jar Jar, Jar Jar. It's like, oh my God. It's Misa me! Misa! Jar Jar killed the Jedi. Jar Jar killed the Jedi Order. It was him. It was him the whole time. Thank you, Dark Slayer, for the 5 biddies. Oh my God, Sith Lord Jar Jar. That's when the theory started, chap. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. This whole subplot of Jar Jar had to be the troll. It was a troll move where he was the one who created the Grand Army of the Republic. I gave the emergency powers to Papa Palpatine, who said, I love democracy, but I will accept these emergency powers and I will create a Grand Army of the Republic. Thank you, Chris Harris. This whole. Oh yeah, agreed. No, thank you, Chris Harris. Thank you, D. Carlox. Stupid. You saw so stupid, Jar Jar. Oh my God. And so the Jedi are like, well, that just fucking happened. And Mace is like, I got to go to Geonosis and I got to save Obi-Wan. I'm going to take as many Jedi as I possibly can that we have on hand. Yoda's like, cool, you do that, Mace. I'm going to go and go to Camino and see what the fuck these clones are all about. Meanwhile, chat, we cut to Anakin and Padme, and Anakin, also the Jedi said, okay, you keep protecting Padme Amidala, we'll go and save Obi-Wan. But Padme's just like, fuck that, we're gonna go save Obi-Wan. And Anakin's like, no, I was told to protect you. She's like, that's your fucking master, you're not gonna protect him? He's like, well, I don't really like him right now, he makes me feel sad. She goes, listen, I'm gonna go help your fucking friend, and she's my friend too, and you can protect me while we go ahead and do this. He's like, all right, we'll fucking do it. And so they go off to Geonosis. Meanwhile, chat, we cut back to Obi-Wan, who has indeed been captured by the Separatist forces. And he's being held in a hover prison. He's constantly spinning around the hover prison, chat. And who enters the goddamn room, chat? Christopher Lee, Count Dooku himself, which is a terrible goddamn name. The thing is, chat, like, you have Christopher Lee in a Star Wars movie. It kind of reminded me because recently just watched Star Wars Episode 4 again, and you had Peter Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin, who is a super underrated Star Wars villain, in my opinion. Love him as Grand Moff Tarkin, great character. And he worked with Christopher Lee in all these Hammer films. They were best friends. Like, oh, isn't that kind of cool where, you know, George Lucas got one of the best British horror movie legends ever, Peter Cushing, to be in his movie. And then he did it again with Christopher Lee. It rhymes. But he does nothing with him. He's such a wasted opportunity with Christopher Lee. I guess this is technically the best scene in the movie with him, but he's just giving exposition. That's all it is. And where he's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, how you doing?" He's like, "Hey, Count Dooku, you fucking traitor." He's like, "Whoa, dude, come on now. I mean, you know, we have different beliefs here, man. Agree to disagree." He's like, "You fucking are trying to take down the Republic." He goes, "Yeah, I am." And it's hard, man. It's really hard. I mean, I didn't tell him to capture you. I mean, it's not my fault. I don't want this to happen, you know. It's a lot of hard work dealing with thousands upon thousands of systems, man. All this power. I love democracy, Obi-Wan. I love democracy. It's like, that should have been the key, chat. That line, he's like, wait a minute, who else says that? Papa Palpatine. Oh my God, you're in league of Papa Palpatine, but never puts it together. And he says, even though you don't remember, I trained your master Qui-Gon Jinn. You know, so I'm always sad that he always spoke so highly of you, and I could definitely use your help right now. I can use his help right now if he was still alive. And I actually believe this. I think Count Dooku, that's what they should have set up, chat, that Qui-Gon and Count Dooku were in league with each other the entire time. That would have been a great reveal. Kind of would have made the Qui-Gon character more interesting, in my opinion. It's like, he's a good guy, but then he was working to overthrow the Republic with Count Dooku. That would have been very interesting. I lost opportunity. Obi-Wan's like, he would have never fucking helped you. And he goes, oh, you think that, but, Qui-Gon thought very, very differently from you and the Jedi Council. You know this. See, the opportunity was right there. And so I think he would have come and helped me. And but here's the thing, though. Even though he's not here, you're here. And he spoke very highly of you. And I respect you. I respect you as a Jedi. And Obi-Wan's like, you're no Jedi. He's just like, well, I used to be. And I respect you. And so I'm going to reveal a big fucking plot point here. And I think Count Dooku was actively trying to gain a Sith apprentice in this moment. He was doing the whole Sith thing, chat, where he's like, what if I told you right now that a Dark Lord of the Sith was in control of the Republic? And Obi-Wan's like, nah, don't believe you. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, legitimately is controlling the Republic right now. He's like, nah, it's not Papa Palpatine. Not him. He's like, it's Papa Palpatine. He's like, don't believe you. He says, all right, fuck it. Are you going to join me? No. He's like, well, probably going to be hard to negotiate your release. See you later, loser. And he gets out of there, chat. Legitimately, we told him that Palpatine was the Sith Lord, and Obi-Wan promptly ignored it. Huge fucking mistake in hindsight, chat. And so eventually, though, we cut back to Padme and Anakin. And they have gone back to Geonosis. They hide their stupid chrome spaceship. And they're fucking walking around. They tell 3PO R2, stay on the goddamn ship until we need you for the hijinks. And so they're walking around, chat. And, they're walking down this hallway to the droid factory, chat. And they're like, is the fucking wall moving? Which actually is kind of cool scenes reminiscent of Aliens, chat, where the Geonosians, they're all fucking each other inside the walls. They sleep and fucking eat and poop in there. It's very disgusting. They're cockroaches. They're literally cockroach aliens, chat. Gross as all hell. And so the walls will start moving, chat, and they start attacking. And they're like, oh my God. And Anakin starts fucking cutting all these things in half. And him and Padme get separated in the droid factory, chat. And they're like fighting again. They're just trying to survive in there. It's a goddamn madhouse, shed a madhouse. As all this machinery's coming down, this molten steel and metals are just like, it's just crazy. It's shenanigans. But they're separated, trying to find one another. Meanwhile, R2's like, I gotta go help them because they're gonna get fucked up. 3PO's like, nah, I'm gonna stick my ass here. And he's like, R2. And then this is the start of the bickering couple between the two of them. And they go out there. And then this whole scene, chat, it's just, since Jar Jar's gone, we still need the slapstick comedy. And the replacement is C-3PO, chat. Where C-3PO was like, oh my God, machines building machines. This is nonsense. This is madness. And R2's like, get moving, you golden bastard. And he kicks him down. He just fucking nudges him, and 3PO falls. Like, R2 tried to kill 3PO. He tried to kill 3PO here. I don't know why they stole him. They literally stole C-3PO, chat, from the Lars homestead. How does Owen not know who C-3PO is? He just forgot. So it doesn't matter. So he falls, chat, and he's being torn apart. And this is the big gag of the movie where 3PO's body gets a battle droid head on, and the battle droid's like, the fuck is this? And 3PO's head is placed on the battle droid body. It's just like, well, this isn't good. And then R2 saves Padme, who's literally about to be melted by molten steel, chat. She's like in a big fucking cup. She's in a big fucking cup they fill with molten steel and shit. And he stops that. Anakin gets his lightsaber destroyed, almost gets his hand cut off, chat. Whew! Would hate to have my hand cut off. Lightsaber ruined. Then the droidicas show up, chat. Geonosians and Jango Fett show up, and they say, fucking stop that bullshit. And they arrest them, chat. They arrest them, and they are now taken to be executed. There is a deleted scene where Anakin and Padme are sent to the Separatist Council with Dooku, Newt Gunray, all of them all present. And Newt Gunray's like, fuck that, kill that bitch. And Dooku's like, it's out of my hands. I gotta appease the Trade Federation. Like, fuck you, Dooku, your duty. And then they go off in the thing. And then we have the iconic moment where they're being let out into the arena, chat, to be slaughtered by animals, space animals, aliens, if you will. And at this point, we also there was an earlier piece of dialogue where Anakin is talking. It's during the BDSM fireplace scene where Anakin says, like, oh, I love you so much. I yearn for you. It hurts. You cause me so much pain that it hurts. It's like, oh my God, this is terrible. And then Padme says the same words, like right when we're about to die. She says, I'm not afraid to die, but I am afraid to not say this, that I love you, that I yearn for you. It pains me how much I love you. And it's just like, oh, he's like, you love me? She goes, I love you, Annie. And then, and they smooch. They smooch a whole bunch, chat. They smooch. And it's all dramatic and shit. And then, all the Geonosians like, woo, kill those fuckers. And they're all let out, shit, to the middle of the arena where they're tied to these pillars. Obi-Wan's there. It's like, oh, it's good to see you guys. And Anakin's like, well, we came to save you, Master. This is a great line. We came to rescue you, Master. And he looks up and he goes, great fucking job. I actually like that line. That was good. That was a really good one. And at this point, Count Dooku's all up there. We got also Poggle the Lesser, who's the leader of the Geonosians. He's burps. They use burp. The Geonosian language, chat, is burps. That's their language. Such a beautiful language. And so he's like, all right, fucking execute the prisoners. And then we get the introduction of 3 action figures. I mean, 3 aliens. And these action figures sold well, chat. We get this one spider mantis creature who attacks Obi-Wan. We get this rhinoceros hippo creature that attacks Anakin. And we get this kitty cat. We get a little kitty cat that attacks Padme. Like a tiger, basically. And, the fucking, Obi-Wan tells Anakin, don't panic, don't worry, just use the Force. But Anakin's like, what about Padme? Don't worry, she seems to be up on things, literally, because she has, as we all know, women just have all sorts of pins in their hair, like clips and stuff. She just got one of those things out, right, chat? Right, ladies? You just have random pins and things you can use to get out of any situation. And so she managed to get up. She climbs up her fucking pillar, chat. And he goes, oh, shit, look at that. Yeah, she did get away. It's funny. Thank you. Because there's the I forgot. Does the cat start singing about how great it is to be a Jellicle? No Jellicle cat. This cat was not Jellicle cat. Not in any capacity. So all the creatures attack, and it's stupid. I don't want to go into it. Anakin, he fucking rides the rhinoceros and things. Obi-Wan, he's eventually the fucking praying. Oh, witness! Witness me! Thank you so much. The chat attack, Nick Diaz. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. I'm currently reviewing Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. This might be my longest review I've ever done on stream. I haven't even gotten to the I might not get to the cartoon review today, chat. I might do that tomorrow. I'm a little tired. But we're almost there. We're almost there. But Nick Diaz, Chaz, I like to call him one of the backbones of the DT community. Make sure the goddamn wheels don't go off the car. Thank you, Nick Diaz, and welcome. Hope you're doing very well today. Almost done with my review here, chat. But the praying mantis creature, it cuts Obi-Wan free, and he's fighting with a spear. Meanwhile, the kitty cat really wants Padme. He scratches her back. She goes, Anakin's like, that's hot, but I'm sorry, you okay? And Newt Gunray goes like, like Newt Gunray loves it when she got her, chat. Newt Gunray's into some BDSM, goddamn Satanist shit, chat. He likes all the stuff that hurts people. Goddamn. He's a sadist. So eventually, though, Anakin, he gets fucking, Padme, she defeats the kitty cat, chat. She kicks in. The kid's like, ow, what the fuck, girl? And then, Anakin, he's bowling over all the goddamn Geonosians with the rhinoceros and things. And he gets, Padme's like, jump down. Padme just goes, whoop, and she just jumps down there, chat. And then she gets a little kiss on Anakin's cheek as they go and get Obi-Wan, chat, put him on the back of the rhinoceros too. So they're just running around this fucking rhinoceros alien, and they're fucking bowling over Geonosians. But this time, Newt Gunray's like, fucking stop him. She can't do that, can she? And he was like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. It's Christopher Lee. In all these scenes now, just looks like, what am I supposed to be staring at? He just looks confused, chat. He's literally just kind of looking and occasionally glancing over because everything is, this guy's a classically trained actor, chat. He's been in hundreds of films and TV shows, and you've surrounded him in CGI. This is a man who's worked with practical effects and sets and stages through his entire life, and you surround this entire man in CGI. He doesn't know how to react. He doesn't know how to react, chat, because George Lucas doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't deserve any of the blame. Christopher Lee, he's a goddamn national British treasure, chat. I'm giving back to the Brits right now. He is yours. But he's great. I don't blame him for this. I don't blame him for any of this, chat. But he's just like, what am I supposed to do? But eventually, he's like, all right, enough of that. And the battle droids all march out, chat. They're like, let's get this. You get an introduction to the super battle droids, chat, which actually look kind of cool. Hate the B1s. They're there. Fucking 3PO's out there. It's just like, oh, Jesus, where am I? All that shit. Like, okay, enough of this shit. But then, chat, it's like, they're about to be executed right there. It's done. All these shenanigans are done, chat. But then we get a really cool fucking scene where we see behind Dooku and Jango Fett and everyone else where fucking Mace Windu is walking up behind them, chat, and no one's the wiser. And we cut to Jango, chat, just looking over shit, and boom, purple lightsaber right in his goddamn face. And Boba's like, holy shit, Dad. He's like scared for his dad. And Jango's like, fuck. And then Count Dooku's like, oh, Master Windu, so good to see you. And this was a line improvised from Samuel L. Jackson. He looks at Dooku and says, this party's over, motherfucker. I want him to say motherfucker in Star Wars. He says this party's over, but if he said this party's over, motherfucker, we would have allowed it. You get one fuck in a PG movie, right? You get one fuck. Padme and Anakin might have used it up already, but if you could do it one time in this movie, chat, one time, it would have been here to use it, okay? It would have worked. It would have worked so goddamn good. Boom, party's over, motherfucker. And, you know, Duke, and then all the Jedi, this is actually a cool scene. All the Jedi have infiltrated the arena, chat. They're all showing up there, all activating their fucking lightsabers. NSYNC is there, chat. NSYNC. The actual band NSYNC are there as Jedi, chat, and they give fucking Anakin, Obi-Wan lightsabers. Like, the fuck is going on? But they're all there. And Duke is just like, oh, yes. You thinking you can, it's like, oh, listen, we're going to get out of here. We're going to give us those prisoners. And Duke is like, you and the Jedi aren't going to be able to do that. And Mace Windu was like, what do you got? I got an army, motherfucker. And all these fucking droids start walking out and everything. And Dooku backs up. And by this time, too, Super Battle Droids start walking out. They start blasting at Mace, and he's like blasting. He's like blocking the laser bolts. Jango activates his flamethrower on Mace Windu, and he's on fire. But then he drops down. He takes it off. He's cutting himself. He's cutting his own robe off from him, Chad. And he drops down the arena, and then all the fuck. This is actually a cool scene. All the Jedi start fighting the battle droids, Chad, back to back. Get a really cool shot of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Mace. I love the purple lightsaber, Chad, which is the first time we've ever seen a purple lightsaber in the films. Purple lightsaber has been canon for a long time, Chad. It's Revan. Goddamn Darth Revan's lightsaber. See this? Darth fucking Revan. There he is right there. Darth Revan always had the purple. You can't really see it, but it's there. It's in the box, okay? So Darth Revan had a purple lightsaber before Mace Windu did. So there. Anyway. Thank you, you ate that. Thank you so much, good sir, for resubscribing. 8 months. 8 months. 1 month to my Twitch baby. Oh, rocking the baby bump. Rocking the baby bump, Drew. You got to front poop it out. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I can't see shit inside that box. It's there. I swear. So they're all fighting the battle droid. It's really cool. This is all happening too. Obi-Wan, he goes, I'm going to kill that fucking praying mantis that was fucking with me earlier. And he chops his goddamn limbs off, Chad, and he kills it. Also, Chad, I forgot to mention, Anakin kills the kitty cat earlier in the scene with the rhinoceros alien. And at this point, like, things seem to be pretty even right now. Even Jango's like, Count Dooku, I'm going to go down there and join the fight. So, also, Jango Fett, right before, like, a Jedi was about, like, this penis head Jedi was about to attack Count Dooku, and Jango just shoots the shit out of him. Shit, just boom, boom, boom. He's like, oh, and he falls to his death. And Jango does the whole Wild West, like, spinning the gun in his hand and putting it back in his holster. That was a badass scene. Thank you, Just 100 Biddies. Not that Mr. Revan has an investment in Darth Revan or anything. Not that I have an investment or anything. Not that I'm a fan. Die, Jedi, die. Yes. Yes, they added that. Yes, they did. So while this is all going on, so there is a scene where 3PO, his head is on the battle droid, as I said earlier, chat, and he's literally saying, die, Jedi, die. And he is defeated promptly by the character Kit Fisto, who then, after he defeats 3PO, does this. Smiles at the camera, Chad. It was very disturbing. I did not like it. I don't like the way Kit Fisto smiles at me. And then R2 puts 3PO back together again. That's what happens. And they somehow picked them up later on. But while I was going, Jango, he joins the fight, Chad. He starts fighting Jedi and everything. And he squares off against goddamn Mace Windu, Chad. It's like, holy shit. Because Mace Windu loses his lightsaber at one point. Jango tries to grab it. But, fucking the Force, baby. And Mace has got it. And so Mace and Jango are squaring off at this point. But then the fucking Rhinoceros has been knocking over Jedi and battle droids the whole goddamn time. And so it sees, you're fucking shiny man. And it runs towards the shiny man, who happens to be Jango Fett. Jango's like, ah, shit, motherfucker. And he starts shooting this thing. Chad, he gets trampled and everything. He's like, oh, god damn it. Then he comes out of the trample. He survives. He gets back up, and the Rhinoceros alien goes for another round, chat. But Jango, boom, pops it right into its goddamn head, and it's down, chat. But then fucking Mace Windu is like, you forgot about me, motherfucker. And he just comes right at Jango Fett. Jango's like, oh shit. He's just coming right towards him, chat. And Mace just cuts his goddamn blaster out of his hand, and boom, cuts his fucking head off, chat. And it falls to the ground. Bubba's like, oh! Like, Mace Windu, like, looked all the way over and went, and Boba Fett's like, I just killed your dad, motherfucker. What are you gonna do about it? Boba's like, oh no, Dad. But eventually, Chad, the battle droids, they do kill a lot of Jedi, and they eventually surround them all, Chad, in one circle. And Count Dooku, he starts talking. You fought very bravely, Master Windu. It'll definitely be recorded in the halls of the Jedi archives. known throughout history for many, many years to come. But you have lost, my friend. You have lost. And Mace is like, we haven't lost. Just look up, my friend. And we see, chat, oh no, explosions! Because we see these gunships coming down, chat, just blasting all the battle droids. It's like, holy shit. It's the Grand Army of the Republic, chat. It's the clone troopers led by who else, chat? Master Yoda. And he's like, kill them, we will. And they start blasting everybody. And Count Dooku's like, shit, I gotta get out of here. So him and Newt Gunray, they're leaving and shit. Newt Gunray's like, how the fuck did they get an army? And Count Dooku's like, I don't understand, man. I don't get it. As they're going towards like their command headquarters, shit, going to the command headquarters. Meanwhile, they load up all the surviving Jedi into the gunships, chat, and they start blasting off and everything. And they're like, and we see the whole full breadth of the battle itself as the full armada of the clones, chat, of the Grand Republic is here, trying to end the war before it starts, basically. But the big thing they have to do, chat, they got to capture the Separatist Council, and they need to capture Dooku or kill him. They got to do one of those things. But then we go to the command center with Dooku and the Separatists, and they're like, how the hell did they get a full army so quickly? It doesn't make any doesn't make any sense. And at this point, Newt Gunray and all the leaders are like, we got to retreat. We got to get out of here. Like, we were completely bamboozled. And they're like, yeah, but Paul goes, let's, hey, hold on, boys, hold on. And he takes a little disc, chat, a little disc. We see something in the background. It's like, what the fuck is that? It's a big ball. It's a red ball. And like, if they before anything, we have to make sure they don't capture this. They can't know what we're working on. And he gives it to Dooku, and Dooku, he opens it, Chad. It's a little hologram thing. He presses a button, and it's the goddamn Death Star. And it's like, well, that's such a cool reference. And he's like, don't worry, I'll give this to my master. It'll be secret. It'll be kept in secret with him. And he heads out, yeah. Meanwhile, we get all these fucking CGI scenes of CGI droids. And I hate the fact that the clone troopers are all CGI. It's like, they just don't feel real to me. They just like, I can just like put my hand through you like a hologram. Nothing's corporeal here. I don't like any of these battle scenes. Eventually, they all drop off, and Mace leads a legion of CGI people against more CGI people. Eventually, fucking Dooku, he gets on a speeder, and he's fucking speeding away and shit. And the gunship with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and who is it? Padme, they find Dooku and they go after him, chat. And Christopher Lee just like sitting there not knowing what's going on. It's like, should I react to anything? No, you got it, Christopher. Just don't do anything. And so he's on the speed. They're trying to like, we shoot him down. And he's like, we're out of missiles, sir. Why don't you use your fucking laser cannons then? Does the gunship not have laser cannons? I seem to have recalled some laser cannons on that ship, but no, chat, we're out of missiles. We can't do it. Plot armor, chat. Count Dooku's got some very powerful plot armor. Runs out at the start of Revenge of the Sith, though. And so Dooku's got some backup, though. He's got these two Geonosian fighters, and they go back to the gunship. They start blasting, and Padme and this poor clone trooper, they fall out. And Anakin's like, oh shit, Padme fell on the sand. She fell on the sand. We got to get down there. And they're like, Obi-Wan's like, Anakin, it's just sand. We have to get Count Dooku. She's fine. And he's like, no, drop the ship. Go back and get her. And he's like, Anakin, you will be expelled from the Jedi Order. He's like, I need to go back for her master. He's like, what would Padme do in this situation? What would she do? And Anakin's like, she'd do her duty. And he goes, right, we got to capture Dooku. We can end this war before it even begins. And so the gunship, Count Dooku goes to a hangar, chat. He parks his fucking speeder bike, and he goes inside this hangar. The gunship lands. Obi-Wan, Anakin, they get off, chat, with a couple of clones, but it doesn't fucking matter. Some of the clones get off, chat, but too late, because the gunship's blasted at the Republic gunship, explodes. All the clones die for some reason. It's like, what the fuck? That was fucked up. And they run in there. Meanwhile, we cut back to Padme and the clone trooper, who is there, both alive. She talks to the CGI man, chat, where he says, are you all right? She's like, I'm fine, but we need to get to that hangar. And then we cut above them, and we see a really terrible CGI Natalie Portman and a CGI clone trooper doing this. And it's like, ooh, that does not look good. Eventually, we cut back to Yoda, who's like, all right, we blew up a lot of the droids. Looks like they're in full retreat. I sense something. I sense something evil. Bring me a gunship, Commander. You did a good job. Thank you, Master Yoda. And he gets a gunship. Meanwhile, Chad, we go back to the hangar, where Dooku's private starship is being prepared by his droid, and he is confronted, chat, with Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And, chat, we are about to bear witness to the worst lightsaber battle in the history of Star Wars, chat. And one of the big reasons is, and several reasons why, It's not choreographed well. The fight is, like most lightsaber fights, you get like full breath of what's happening, chat. The camera's way back. You see the choreography, the sword play. It's all there. But because Christopher Lee is too old to do it, you can't really do that. So what they did is that they put a CGI bobblehead on another actor, chat, who looked like Christopher Lee's head, but it's just an engorged Christopher Lee head. That's what it is. It's like, it looks so bad now. Like back in the day, it's like, that looks a little weird. But now you see it clear as day. You see it clear as day now. It's like, that's a giant CGI head on another man's body. He lost like 50 pounds. What the hell's that about? And it's just bad. And so Obi-Wan, Anakin about to fight. He goes, okay, Anakin, we can take him together. You go to the left. He's like, I'm gonna take him now. He's like, no, Anakin, and fucking lightning bolt, and Anakin gets lightning. He gets unlimited power. He gets unlimited power, chat, and he's taken out of the fight like that. Obi-Wan's like, fuck me. And he lasts like about, I don't know, 60 seconds against Count Dooku, chat, and it's very poorly choreographed, does not look good. And he cuts his arm of the lightsaber, not like cuts it off, but he cuts it and he nips his thigh. Ooh, when you nip that thigh, chat, that's it. That's Obi-Wan's weak spot, that inner thigh muscle. He goes down. And Anakin's just like, I got this, master. And Obi-Wan throws him the goddamn lightsaber, and him and Count Dooku fight. And it's like, oh, we see two lightsabers in one. We've never really seen that before. That's kind of interesting. But it doesn't matter, Chad. It doesn't matter because he doesn't know that style of lightsaber combat, so he loses that. And then we get one of the worst shots in a lightsaber duel ever, where it's super close up, and we just see their face. It's like if you just see my face, Chad. You just see my face here, and the lightsabers spinning around them. They're going like this, blue, blue and red, blue and red, blue and red, back and forth, until eventually Anakin just holds his arms out like this, and Count Dooku cuts his fucking right arm off and goes, whoa! He just goes, Anakin's like, no, and he's taken out of the fight. And so that was easy. Although Count Dooku looks fucking exhausted. He goes, whew, that was a hard one, too. That was cool, right, guys? That was a good one, right? Yeah, you nailed it, Christopher. I look great. But then shit, he senses something in the Force, a disturbance, if you will. And what do we see? This was hyped up, by the way, in the marketing, that we were going to see Yoda get in a lightsaber duel. And then we see him, we see little Yoda, just groaning. It's like, God damn, my back. I hate walking. Where's my little floaty chair? And he walks towards Count Dooku, and Count Dooku's like, Master Yoda. He's like, Count Dooku, strong in the dark side you are now. He's like, I'm more powerful than any Jedi now, Master Yoda. Even more powerful than you. And he goes, lightning bolt. And he does a lightning bolt, Chad, the Sith lightning. And Yoda's like, that ain't shit. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking deflect it back at you. He goes, oh shit. He does like the thing from Avatar: The Last Airbender, chat, where Iroh taught Zuko how to redirect lightning, and Zuko taught Aang how to redirect lightning. Apparently Yoda can do that too. So at some point, chat, Yoda was taught by Iroh or Zuko. So that's kind of cool. And so he ducks it back and he's like, fucking lightning. And then Yoda just absorbs that shit. And he's just like, powerful you may have grown, Count Dooku, but much to learn you still have. And Dooku's like, well, I think our master of the Force will not be the deciding factor in this battle, but our skill with a lightsaber. And they go, and then we get to Yoda. Yoda's like a little lightsaber. He goes, and I was like, okay, how's Yoda going to fight? And apparently Yoda's fighting style is just to hop around and scream at you. He goes, Rah! It's like this little green, it's like, holy shit. It's like a little green gremlin, chat. Just hop. Imagine if a gremlin had a lightsaber. That's what this is. And he's hopping around like a fucking maniac. And Dooku's like, holy shit. And Dooku's like, okay, I'm not. He's better with the lightsaber. And they're fucking fighting everything. Fucking Yoda's hopping over the place. After this, he's spinning. He's constantly spinning. Just spinning the whole goddamn time. Dooku's like, shit. I'd be terrified in this situation. I'd be like, holy fuck. But eventually, they get to like an impasse chat. They're like, they connect lightsabers. Like, thank you, Chris, for the 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Because I remember in Empire when Yoda talks about how Jedi uses his abilities to defend and never to attack. Yeah, exactly. And he lifts the child out of the water. He shows how powerful such a small creature can be without the use of weapon. Fuck that. Let's have him jumping around, chopping at shit like Kung Fu Frog. Exactly. He's a Kung Fu Frog in this scene. Absolutely right, Chris Ayers. And so, Eventually, they connect lightsabers, chat, and it's like, yes, you have grown quite powerful, my old Padawan. It's like, oh my God, Yoda. Yoda was the one who was the master to Count Dooku, and he's like, and Dooku's like, this is just the beginning. And then he like fucking. He's like, he holds a lightsaber chest like this, and he goes, rah! And he's about to bring down a pillar on not Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, about to bring it down on both of them. And Yoda's like, shit! And he's like, ooh! And for whatever reason, though, Chad, even though Lieutenant X-Wing was like nothing, he has a tough time making sure this fucking metal pipe doesn't fall on Obi-Wan and Anakin. He's like, oh, Jesus, God! And he manages to get it off of him, Chad, before it falls on him. But Count Dooku, he goes in the Starfighter, boom, he goes off. And then right when everyone's fucking walking in, everyone's like running in, right at the last minute, Yoda just gets his cane back. He sees Count Dooku, goes, and he goes, so they never see him like jumping off the goddamn walls and everything. Thank you, T-Mac, for the 5 biddies. Appreciate that. Oh, bring the hate, my Star Wars main series ranking order from best to worst. I'm going to read that in a second. I'll try to read it right now. 5, 4, 7, 6, 3, 1, 8, 2 and 9. Gotcha. You don't care what your joke. Say episode is way better than episode 2 and 9. But it's my own. No, man, that's only your opinion. Agree, disagree, but that's your opinion. No problem at all. So everyone's there. They're all like, oh shit. And then Padme runs up and goes, Anakin. She embraces Anakin and just hugs him. Obi-Wan's just like, what the fuck's happening with this? And then, Chad, we cut to Coruscant, where Obi-Wan's all healed up, and the Jedi are talking. He's talking with Mace Windu and Yoda, and the Mace is like, "Oh, this is really fucking troubling about this clone army we didn't know about." Like, I mean, I'm glad we had him, but I'm a little disturbed by this. And Obi-Wan's like, "Yeah, I mean, we did win the day, and we did win. And Yoda's like, "Win, victory? No, this is not a victory, Obi-Wan. Begun." This Clone War has. Also, I forgot, Chad, there's another scene. Oh, I forgot. We cut back to, before this happens, we cut to Coruscant, where Count Dooku is going to. It's like, wait, what the hell is all this about? He goes to Coruscant, chat, where he goes to the industrial sector of the planet, lands his ship, where he meets with his Sith Master, chat, Darth Sidious. Who could it be? Who? And, he tells Darth Sidious that the Clone Wars have begun. Everything has gone according to plan. We have not only created the droid army, but we've also created the clone army. It's like, holy shit, chat. He created both armies just to create chaos in the galaxy in order for some person to gain emergency powers. It's Papa Palpatine, Chad. He's Darth Sidious. And where he would have these emergency powers and have more and more power and more authoritative and all that bullshit. And he's like, everything is proceeding as I have foreseen, my apprentice. Also, chat, Count Dooku's Sith name, I don't know why they don't use it more, is Darth Tyrannus, which is a badass Sith name, and they barely ever use it. Call him Count Tyrannus. That would be much better. Much better. Shouldn't it be the clone droid war? It should be, but they're like, we hate droids. It's all about the clones, baby. No, his name's Count Dookie. His name's Count Doo-Doo. Darth Tyrannus is an awesome name. I don't know why they didn't use that more. They just don't. They just call him Count Dooku. It's like, all right, whatever. So then we cut to fucking, Yoda's begun this Clone War has. And we cut to Papa Palpatine overseeing all the clones, and it's, all that. And Bail Organa looks sad. Jimmy Smits looks really sad. But then, chat, we cut to Naboo. Chat. And they go, the love theme and everything. And Anakin and Padme are having a shotgun wedding. They're getting married, chat. It's like, wow, that was fucking fast. And so they get married, and C-3PO and R2, I guess they're the best men. I don't know. They're the maid of honor and the best man, chat. You tell me which one's which. And fucking Padme and Anakin, he has a robot hand now. He's got a robot hand. And they smooch, chat, and they look out onto the Naboo beach, where what do we see, chat? Sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. And that, chat, is Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This is a bad movie. It's a really bad movie. Has a couple of good scenes. In it, but not enough to save it, chat. Can I give it a fuck you? I don't know. No, I'm gonna give it a low some old bullshit though. This is the definition of a low some old bullshit on the double toasted scale, Chet. It's super bad, super terrible. But there's good ideas. There's good ideas, but just so poorly executed. A couple of good scenes, but so much of the acting, so much of the action scenes, the plot, characters, they just fall so flat in their face that it's just a goddamn mess of a movie. So I would give it a low some old bullshit, chat. It's the worst Star Wars film, in my opinion. Absolutely despise it. Don't see it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review. That, I think, might have been as long, if not longer, than the actual movie, chat. So instead of watching, I'm going to tell you this right now. Instead of watching Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, instead, watch my review of it. We'll here, and we'll eventually be featured on my YouTube channel, Class in a Glass. Team, I think, with 100 biddies. What is your ranking with the main series? But if you want to add the two-side movies in the rankings, that's fine. I did that earlier, but I'll do it again. My from best to worst, Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, The Force Awakens, Solo, Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and Clone Wars. Or Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. That's my ranking. Whoo! We are 3 hours and 15 minutes in the stream, chat. I don't think I'm gonna do the cartoon review today. I think we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go on to the video games tonight. We're gonna play the games tonight, chat. But I need to take a break. I need another beverage. Okay. Review was longer than this one. It was either, I don't know. It was either this one or Spider-Man. I'm not sure what was longer. I'd have to check. I'm not sure, but I think this review was officially longer than the actual movie. I hope you guys liked it. Hope it wasn't, I knew it was long, but I hope you guys liked it being long. Spider-Man was longer? All right. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. See, man, good to see you. Everyone who was stopping in the stream in case I missed you before, welcome. Hope you're all doing very well tonight on this Tuesday evening. The movie is 2.5 hours. Is it really long? So when did the review start again? I think it started like a half-hour win. So maybe. Maybe it was just as long as the film. Damn, chat. Damn. But, chat, I'm going to go ahead and get another beverage. Please entertain yourselves. I need some goddamn death sticks. I'm not going to rethink my life, chat. I'm going to get my death sticks now, okay? Please entertain yourselves. I'll be back in a bit. Stick around. Stick around, chat, for Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about goddamn time. Whew, boy.